Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage. Shout out to Critext for the new intro song. We really appreciate it here at Wrestling with Savage. We're going to be talking tonight about Smackdown. We want to welcome back Dave to the show, who hasn't been here, it feels like, in quite some time. So he's back to give you the fans' input and let you know what he thinks tonight. Now, I don't think he caught all of Smackdown tonight, so he's going to be reacting live to what me and Jay are going to be critiquing, and we're going to hear Dave's input on what's going on in Smackdown. Does it sound like it got better tonight? And we're going to also let Dave know if there's a reason to go back and watch Smackdown, which we're going to start right off with yes. Yes, Dave, there is a really good reason to go watch some Smackdown later tonight or tomorrow whenever you have time. You'll see a beautiful match between Butch and Kofi Kingston. You'll see a Raw Women's Championship match, which was pretty much exactly what I wanted to see happen. Exactly what I wanted to see Ronda do, which is just start mixing it up right away. No delay in her storyline. Just get right into it. You're going to be the baddest bitch ever. Blah, blah, blah. Smackdown kicks off, and Jay, of course, welcome back, Jay. Sorry, Jay. I was so excited to see Dave there for a second. It kind of had me really excited. All right, so we got the video package kicking off Smackdown. And your mic is on mute, Jay. Video of Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, RK Bro, and the Usos. There was a match from Backlash. Obviously, we all know what happened in Backlash. They wanted to remind us again, showcasing all the big spots from the match, including that incredible RKO from Riddle, followed by the big spear from the Tribal Chief to get the win. Are you ready? SmackDown's coming to you live from Mohegan Sun Arena in Pennsylvania. And the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania are in for a treat tonight, because for once we're going to watch a good Smackdown, kicking off with a segment from RK Bro coming down to the ring. And basically continuing their whole story with the Unified Tag Team Champions, making it know that they're here for the Tag Team Championships. They want to unify the titles. They only want there to be one tag team in the WWE, which I'm all for. Randy Orton was talking a lot of shit in this, and I have to say, he seemed like he was high tonight. Jay, did you notice that?
I don't think so.
No?
I didn't see that.
He looked pretty fucking chipper tonight, man. He was fucking around in this whole segment throughout the night, but
No, I think he's just. I said this.
Actually,
before
you know
on
what?
TV's episode.
you might be right. In the opening of SmackDown, he seemed normal. It was the end of SmackDown where he seemed fucking stoned. Something might have happened between those last 2 hours. I think him and Riddle may have shared a little medicine together. Just a little.
I just think he's getting that natural. He's getting that natural.
He's getting that
taking
natural
over
high?
the pop.
Maybe.
Okay, bro,
Getting that
420.
pop. Like I said, everywhere.
He's
everywhere
probably
he
just
goes,
getting
he's
the
getting
second
pop.
hand smoke, right? That's got to be what it is. It's the second hand
Yeah,
smoke.
probably.
Because you know Riddle's puffing and huffing backstage, guaranteed. He's in the parking lot. He's back there. He's making it
Oh,
known.
yeah.
Anyway, Randy was
Yeah,
going
hot
off.
box this morning.
He was talking a lot of shit, basically calling the Usos Roman's errand boy. Then we had a cue of Sami Zayn's music after Riddle and Randy Orton came out. Sami comes to the ring with a Bloodline shirt, asking RK Bro if maybe you don't know how things work around here. You don't want to match with them because you're going to lose. Everyone loves that you're the Raw Tag Team Champs. Fans started immediately chanting, Sami sucks. Sami says, take your titles and go back to Raw. They were bitching everybody out. They were bitching at Sami, saying, you're just Roman's little bitch coming out here just doing his little dirty work. And then, of course, Riddle said something clever. He said, Sami, I'm going to start calling you Rusty because your hair looks like rust. Zayn basically says, shut up, my name is not Rusty. It's Sami Zayn, the locker room leader. Which takes a lot of balls to say on the show that The Undertaker helped build Smackdown. When you used to think of Smackdown, you would think American Badass, The Phenom, Undertaker, Kane, all those. He was the last locker room leader. So, Jose, do you agree with Sami Zayn? Is he the locker room leader?
It's the locker room joke.
How about you, Dave? Does he have your respect as the locker room leader?
No.
Not at all, right?
No way.
In general, do you guys think he's a
spot?
good wrestler, though? Dave and Jay, do you guys think he's a good wrestler in general?
He's a great wrestler,
He's a great wrestler.
but I don't think he's a locker room leader. But he's a great wrestler, though. No,
But how do you know? You're not in that locker room, and neither am I. Jay's certainly. Actually, I don't know. Jay's got all the what's his thing? The sources. So maybe he is in the locker room. Jay, the last time you were in the locker room, what was your take? Did it feel like people respect Sami Zayn?
I don't know, man. I can't answer that.
You got to keep it on the hush.
All I know is that this is becoming too much of a joke, and SmackDown always starts with a joke, and this whole segment was a joke. All I'm saying is Randy is using all his pop. I've been saying this since the anniversary. He's been getting pops everywhere he goes. It was not just because of the anniversary. It's everywhere he goes. I think he should use that momentum, go solo, but that's just my opinion.
All right, well, he's definitely going that way. He's definitely going to go solo. There was a moment tonight where after Riddle won his match that Randy was just standing behind him. And just that picture of Randy standing behind Riddle, it gives you like a clue of what's to come. Because he's standing there and he's like a statue, and next thing you know, he's hugging Riddle. You know, like that chameleon just changing his colors. The snake is still there. He has his subtle little moments to let you know that the snake, the Viper, hasn't gone anywhere. And don't worry, Jay. The Viper will strike again. He will go solo. He will destroy Riddle. And he will become WWE champion again for a 15th time. Will happen.
I don't know about that.
Oh, 100%. I guarantee you within the next 3 years, Randy Orton not only will win one time, he's going to win 2 times. Don't disrespect.
He's going to break Cena's record.
I'm disrespecting.
All right, well, it's okay. You know what? I appreciate the disrespect because later on, when what I say comes true, I can always just throw it back in your face. And the beautiful thing is, we can go back and get the footage, and I can make like a whole remix and throw it in your face even better.
Just like the footage when CM Punk wins against Adam Page.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm gonna use.
You did call it. You did call it.
I'm gonna use it.
So real quick, what do you call? Let's just make a quick prediction. We usually don't do this at the beginning or in the middle of the show, but do you guys think RK Bro or Usos for this upcoming match that they've been hyping up for like 2 months now? Who's going home with the titles?
Storyline, I believe it had to be the Usos.
Has to be the Usos?
Because they're going to try to make the bloodline the top of the whole thing, you know. That everyone has the chance. They got all the gold, you know. That's going to be the story. Now, I wouldn't be shocked neither if Randy Orton and them win and Riddle wins too. So, but I can see it making more sense as far as the story goes.
And Jay, how about you? What's your take on that situation?
Well, in the upcoming match, I don't think we're going to have a clear winner.
Okay.
I think it's just going to lead into the Hell in a Cell.
To another match.
It makes more sense. And yeah, something's going to go down. But it makes more sense to put a Hell in a Cell, and it has to be the Usos. I think Randy's going to use this momentum. I wouldn't turn him heel now. I'll probably do it maybe around SummerSlam time, maybe July. Maybe after Money in the Bank.
You know, one thing too that came to mind is Usos is the true tag team. You know, they're the real tag team. Randy Orton and Riddle got put together, so it would make more sense that they would be the first.
What makes them so great is that they use the 3D. So now I feel like the finisher, like everything is complete. That makes them so great. Now they can use the 3D, hit them wherever.
Okay.
It's the same thing as RK Bro, right?
Okay. I have my take whenever you guys are ready to hear it. It's up to you. You guys ready to hear my take? All right. Well, my take is this. Here's my take. Okay, Riddle and Randy Orton taking the belts from the Usos and not letting them get that whole thing, especially if you get Roman Reigns involved, it sets a tension line into the storyline now. So now Randy and Riddle go off with their belts, and the Usos are now looked down upon bad by Roman Reigns. So there's like some dissension in the bloodline. There's another story, another chapter we can go into. And I also heard there's a rumor that before Roman Reigns is done with his title, he's going to drop it to his cousins first. That's the new rumor going around. That one of the Usos is going to become a main event kind of player. Or they're going to at least try to make one of them a main event player. Because Roman's going to go off to do some stuff. Now, I don't know how long he's going to be gone. But that's the rumor that's going around right now. That Roman is going to drop the title by SummerSlam. So, if that's true, I could see it going in that direction where they're going to start some... If it's going to be by SummerSlam, they need to start something now for a storyline to set it up. So, I see it, in my opinion, I see RK Bro and Riddle unifying the titles, becoming the Ultimate Tag Team in WWE. The Usos and Roman Reigns are going to start a feud, and one of the brothers is going to have to fight each other. They're probably going to fight for the title shot. Uso's probably going to say... Because they made a point today, we took everybody out. There's nobody left. I know you heard Roman say that. Dave, at the end of the night, you heard Roman say that. We've taken everybody out. There's nobody left. So who's left? My family. You guys have been here with me killing it. You guys lost the titles. Now we have to see which one of you is the best. You two are going to fight, and the winner's going to fight me at SummerSlam for the title.
Didn't they do that already with Jay?
Yeah, but it was a complete squash match, though. Like, he didn't fucking put up a fight against Roman.
Yeah, but it's kind of a do-over, though.
The second one was the do-over. That was a good match.
It was a good match, though. But see, now it could be different, though. Because now maybe the brothers come together, and no matter who wins that match, they're just going to make sure they screw Roman over. And send him off in the sunset for a little bit. And then Randy's going to come along. Randy's going to come back and say, hey, Us, how about a championship match? Bang.
This sounds like a fairy tale, brother.
Could be, maybe. I don't know. Crazier things have happened, though.
You know what? It is fantasy booking, but it sounds pretty good,
plausible.
It's intriguing.
It sounds plausible. Because they don't really have many other options as far as Roman Reigns, except Drew McIntyre. That's the other thing. Jay mentioned that. He thinks that Roman's going to work a program with Drew.
He has to. He has to milk the dough for at least for a little while till Cody comes in and takes it.
Cody, listen, man. Listen to me. I thought the
idea he was going to break records. He was supposed to break certain records before he loses the belt.
I hope he beats Hogan.
Cody's not coming near that title till WrestleMania, man. You have to know that Cody Rhodes, probably one of his agreements to come into this company was that he goes over at Mania to become the champ. I know that's what he wants. He doesn't want it any other way.
I think they want to beat Hogan's record.
Maybe. But he's got a long way to go before doing that. And even if he beats that record...
Not that long. Not that long.
By the time... If he gets into next WrestleMania, he's broken a couple records.
He's still never going to beat Bruno Sammartino.
Nobody.
No, hell no. You have to go like 4 years.
Five. So at the end of the day, who he's chasing second place. Who cares? Oh, I beat Hogan. All right, beat Bruno.
That's not him making the chase, though. That's them trying to make him break.
They want to send this boy to Hollywood right now, man. They want to send this boy to Hollywood. I'm telling you, man. The people are calling. The opportunities are there. They want shows. They want movies. They want commercials. They want more than what he can do right now with his current WWE schedule. They've already taken him off 4 upcoming Smackdown shows that he's not even going to be at, and he's only booked for 1 or 2 pay-per-views. So we'll see what happens. After that, we have the match.
News about him doing less house shows too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
they took him off the house shows. He's doing a lot less.
And he's still making max money. Max money. Roman's getting paid, and he deserves it.
Oh hell yeah, he's probably the most paid right now.
Yeah, he put in his time. I wonder if he's probably selling the most merch too, man, because he's gained a lot of fucking fans. He's gained a lot of fans. A lot of people are acknowledging him. They're buying the shirts. They're buying the vests, the belts, all the shit.
Yeah, we bought his gloves at WrestleMania, so that's
look at you. You contributed, man. And last night or Wednesday night when we went to Dynamite, anybody that was there and somebody contributed to MJF because his shirts fucking sold out. Long Island, most magical place in the world.
Too. Everybody's wearing a scarf.
$35, Dave. Sold out. I wanted the AEW hat. Sold out. These people are going there. They're paying $35 for a shirt that costs $4 to make. And they love it. They fucking love it. It's crazy. It's crazy how popular wrestling has become. more
It's
than
just
ever.
we wrestling fans. If we like something, we don't care. We'll pay for it. So that's how we
I
are.
mean, it's evident, man. You can see how much money WWE made last year. What was it, $3.4 billion or some crazy shit like that they made? I don't even fucking know, man. Like, stupid money, man. Stupid money that they're making and spending and saving by firing about 100 people. After that, we got into a match with Riddle versus Sami Zayn. So Jay mentions all the time that he likes it when there's a promo that sets up a match right away. Well, we're going to find out after my little review if he agrees with that and he was happy with this whole setup. It was a classic lockup leading to a shoulder takedown by Sami and Riddle going for submissions early. There was a very nice drop kick through the ropes by Riddle. Sami was unloading shots on Riddle. Sami was trying to choke Riddle on the ropes with his knee. I thought that was a nice touch. He was showing like a real heelish side again. He yelled, show some respect to the locker room leader. He was doing these things during the match. He's really good character guy. Whatever his job is, he's going to do it to a T. There was also 2 clubbing shots at Riddle's head, followed up by a rear headlock. Riddle with a nice series of shots and chops, followed by a big kick to the face that looked like it connected very well. Riddle with a suplex. I believe it was a nasty fisherman suplex. Sami rolled out, avoiding Riddle's attack, and caught the double knee to the face while Riddle was going for the senton. Riddle climbed the ropes only to be pushed out by Zayn. Another high spot, in my opinion, unneeded. Especially the fact that kid doesn't wear boots or shoes. He's going to hurt his feet if he keeps landing that high. He's not a fucking, chimpanzee. And he's going to land perfect for the rest of his life. He better watch out with those spots or he's going to be out for a couple of months with a fucking sprained knee, broken fucking Achilles heel, some shit. He's got to calm down with those. He should start wearing boots if he's going to do that kind of shit. But after that, Zayn was in control during the commercial break. Back from commercial, Zayn countered a top rope suplex attempt from Riddle. He went up like a cat, only to be kneed in the face when jumping for the attack. God, that knee was pretty fucking nasty. They sold it really well. Sami kicked out of the big knee to the face. Riddle misses the bro to sleep. And Zayn catches the Michinoku, or I think Michinoku driver. I haven't said that.
You got it right.
Michinoku driver.
You got it right.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Michinoku,
Michinoku.
bro. They need to change the name of that, though.
Taka Michinoko. That's
Taka
his movie. He made it.
Michinoku. I know, man, but so we don't call it the Stone Cold Stunner, right? Let's not get into that. Riddle Cutter sent Zayn
Don't
flying
get that
outside.
started.
He caught him with a kick to the face and hit him with a sick bro splash. And then he was, of course, David hates that he's stealing Randy Orton's moves. You see vintage Randy here, Dave. He pulled out vintage Randy 2 times in a row. First, he does the DDT off the ropes. Then he does a fucking power slam, too. Riddle was... then you have Cole saying Riddle is hearing the voices. He's going to the place. They're just selling Randy's fucking gimmick to him. This was followed by a DDT off the ropes. Again, Zayn was getting aggressive, trying to get the win by count out. Like a little bitch, he throws Riddle into the fucking table, in the barricade, in the fucking post, and he runs back in the ring trying to get the count out win like a little bitch. Riddle comes in, catches the Brown Air. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Is that Brown Air, Jay? Or Bro Air? What's his finisher called?
Bro, Derek?
Bro, Derek? I swear I heard Cole say Bro Air. But anyway, he caught him with that finisher and got the 1, 2, 3. I graded the whole thing a 3.5 with the segment included. It was a good win and an entertaining match that had a nice story attached to it. So they're continuing the whole RK, bro, and also Sami Zayn is obviously involved in this storyline for a reason. I guess we'll see it play out. Dave, you're going to wait up for Jay to give his take and then let us know what you think about the match and the night and the story.
Well, I thought Michael Cole was really interesting because Riddle at one point was going for as Cole said, the bro to sleep. So the bro to sleep has always been one of his finishers back in the Indies. So I was really surprised Cole said that. I just hope he could use it moving forward. He did a nice fisherman suplex. He did a nice knee to the face, as you mentioned, on Sami from the top rope. He did a nice corkscrew moonsault on the outside on Sami, and he did the bro Derek. I'm not a big fan of that move. I don't think he really needs to do that. I think he has a lot of other great finishers he could do, even submissions. So he went for that RKO, like you said, from leaping from the top rope. I'm also a fan of not stealing other wrestlers' moves or whatnot, like the DDT, the power slam. I think it's unnecessary, but overall, this match is just average to me. It's not nothing new I've seen. I've been seeing this for the last few weeks, so I give it a 2.
Okay. Dave, what's your thoughts about this match from what you heard?
It sounds like it was a great match. As far as I love Riddle. Riddle's a great wrestler, but I don't understand why he has to do Randy's stuff. Once in a blue, when it kind of falls in line, I get it. But if he's in a singles match, like, do your own shit, dog. Like, why are you doing Randy stuff? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So like that's what makes me not like it so much, because he's always doing it even on his own times. But from the sound of it, sounds like it was a pretty decent match. I wouldn't rate it because I didn't watch it, but from what you guys told, by the details you guys gave, it sounded like a pretty good actual wrestling match. So
well, it had a clean finish, which was rare, and that's why I kind of like SmackDown tonight. A lot of the matches just had finishes. There wasn't like interference. There wasn't nonsense. I actually enjoyed SmackDown tonight, and I enjoyed that match. I thought it was fun. Do you like the angle of Sami Zayn just being inserted in this whole bloodline thing, though? Or do you think it's something they should go away from?
It's random. I know he's been trying to get Roman's attention and stuff like that. What's the reason? I mean, I would like to know what's his motive. Why is he trying to... Because it's really, like, out there. Like, it doesn't... He just kind of inserted himself into this whole thing, so...
Well, that's good. At least you have some interest. You at least want to see what's going to happen from it. Jay, how about you? Are you interested with the outcome of this, or you want it to go away completely? You look like you just want to move on to the next segment.
I'm ready to move on because I just feel they're just dumping Sami Zayn into storylines that you don't really necessarily
that's
need
a good.
I
like that terminology.
I don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what to do with him, and they're just putting him in these ridiculous storylines that don't really need him. It's just ridiculous.
No, you guys both made pretty good points. Dave mentioned, that he's not even doing his thing in singles matches. He's stealing this whole shit. I guess it would be okay in the tag team matches because you're working with Randy, but when you're on your own, you want to stand out as your own wrestler. And then I like the way you analyzed, this whole guy's fucking career right now. They just dump him into storylines. Literally. They just, go fuck up Johnny Knoxville, and then he's going to beat you. Go do this. Go do that. Go work with KO. You're going to go be this guy's best friend for a month. Then you're going to stab him in the back, and you're going to go be this guy's friend. And this week, now, you're the leader of the locker room. Go, Mr. Leader. I don't. He's better than this, is what I'll say. After that, we had a segment. The camera goes to Roman Reigns watching Riddle get the win with, of course, the wise man Paul Heyman there. Roman is asking, why are they on my show? We whooped their asses at Backlash. They're still talking trash about us, the Usos say. And then the Usos continue to say that the whole world will acknowledge the tribal chief tonight. Up next, the baddest women's champion, and she's up live after the commercial break. Back from commercial, we had a segment with Shinsuke Nakamura stopping by to talk to Sami Zayn to tell him that Roman Reigns is the head of the table, but you are the table's ass, which is probably better English than anything Asuka said in the last 10 years. So.
Agreed.
He came out, said what he said. Segment. I understood every word. Very impressed with Shinsuke. Very impressed. Video package of Ronda versus Flair at Backlash, which, if you didn't hear our review on Backlash, I thought it was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, women's match of all time, just because it was violent, it was extreme, it was fast, action-packed, great spots, no mistakes, and two of the most respected women on the planet. Now, Ronda may not be WWF respected or WWE respected, but she's a respected woman in the world of professional sports, regardless. And then, of course, Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. So, you put those two together, and they gave you a special match that night that I'm sure they still have bruises from. But I'm sure Charlotte's going to be okay. They'll put some makeup on her, and she'll look great for the wedding, I'm sure. Do you guys think she's having a baby with Andrade right now? Or they're going to wait a while? Are we going to get a third generation Flair?
Not yet.
No.
What a combo that is. Could you imagine they have a boy, and it's the son of Andrade and Charlotte Flair? That could be the greatest fucking human being that's ever walked the earth.
Oh boy.
What do you think the
I wouldn't
name's
go
going to
that
be
far.
there? Do you think, imagine she makes him take the name Andrade Flair. Yo, that would be hot. He should take the name. I'd take it. I'd take that name. Come on, man. Flair? Ooh. After
They're
that,
married. He gets the last name. He takes the.
maybe. We had a segment with Ronda coming to the ring, and honestly, she didn't make sense for a little bit in the beginning because she said Charlotte was a 13-time champ. And honestly, no, she wasn't. She still is a 13-time champ. She may not be the champion, but she still is a 13-time champion. So I thought that was a little stupid. She said Flair was her toughest opponent, and you guys want a fighting champion, and I happen to be one. I'm issuing an open challenge for the Women's SmackDown title tonight. Issued an open challenge right now. Dave, take a guess. Who do you think came out?
Damn.
We had a women's WWE World Heavyweight Women's Championship match live, impromptu SmackDown. It's monumental. This never happens. We never get impromptu World Championship open challenges, man. Whether it's the women's or the men's, this was exciting. And it was exciting. Who came out, Dave? Who do you think? Give me one guess. Doesn't matter.
Natalia.
Hell no. Natalya had a match later in the night, though, and we'll tell you if she won or lost that match coming up. Just stay tuned. No, it was Raquel Rodriguez came out and challenged Ronda Rousey in what was a shocking 4-star match. It was a shocking 4-star match. It was a rare random championship match on SmackDown. And Jay, we're going to get right into your take right after my take. This new matchup to me was exciting. Raquel quickly demonstrated her power against Ronda, giving Ronda basically hard-hitting shots to the mat, huge clothesline, huge fall-away slams. Ronda was taking real bumps on a Friday night, all right? These weren't... A fall-away slam ain't like a body slam. It ain't like a regular suplex where we're holding your neck and tucking you in. It ain't like, a normal little move. A fall-away slam is one of the most dangerous fucking moves in professional wrestling. And the fact that Ronda let this noob, who she is a noob as far as main roster is concerned, she let this noob throw her in a fall-away slam. You guys remember JBL's fall-away slam? Yeah. And these look like JBL fall-away slams, Dave. It was fan-fucking-tastic watching Ronda fly across the ring like 6 feet and just get fucking slammed on the fucking mat. She was literally dominating Ronda to begin this match. And again, another huge fall-away slam on Ronda. And then Raquel picks her up, puts her in a torture rack. Ronda counters. She's like a crazy fucking squirrel. So Raquel keeps picking her up, putting her on her shoulders. And Ronda, like a fucking crazy fucking squirrel, just keeps trying to break her arm, break her leg, break her fucking arm. It was all over the place. Raquel counters with a sidewalk slam. Shout out to Big Boss Man. Oh my God, she missed the move off the top rope. Ronda picks up some steam with a nice elbow to the face, followed by a guillotine submission. Guillotine submission in the middle of the ring, as real as it could look. I thought she was tapping right there. But Raquel didn't tap. She continued to show, hey, I'm a fucking beast. And there's a size difference between Raquel and Ronda, which you didn't get to see. Holy shit. She's like a giant compared to fucking Ronda Rousey. She's a big, big chick. This was a fucking impressive showing for her, man. One of the better woman matches I've seen on a SmackDown, and it turned out to be a great match with good shots nonstop. Much better work from Ronda to mix it up completely with a new competitor. Very impressive to see her work this well with a new competitor. We've seen her have matches with people that she's had a lot of matches with, and it still comes out shitty. So the fact that she got in the ring tonight with a completely new competitor and put on a fucking banger is impressive. I see Jay over there. He's just bubbling. I know he has something to say. We'll get into that in a second, though. Raquel took a huge. She made a unique take on a spinning suplex. I don't even know what to call it. She was looking for a signature power bomb, and Ronda goes for the arm again. Raquel looking for the Chiquina bomb, I believe it's called. And now Ronda trying to lock in the ankle lock. Raquel counters again and then lands a huge boot to the face, like a Kevin Nash kind of fucking big boot to the fucking face. Ronda kicks out again. Raquel goes for the Chiquina bomb again, and Ronda counters it into a quick roll-up pin for the 1-2-3. Handshake at the end of the match. Tremendous show of respect from Ronda to Raquel. Raquel telling Ronda, I came this close. Maybe next time. 4-star match. There was numerous 2 counts. Hell of a match by these 2 women. 4 stars. Jay, the floor is yours.
Oh man, I don't know. Must be seeing a different Smackdown or some shit.
Man, he's gonna shit on this.
First of all, why does she have a microphone? I don't want to hear Ronda Rousey cut a promo, especially as champion. I thought she had nothing to say. I felt like she was going off basically, we want you to talk about this, this, and this. And I think she was kind of stumbling at first because she was like, oh, Charlotte fan 13th time. Oh, keyword was. What the fuck?
It was
Are you
stupid.
serious?
It was stupid.
I gotta listen to this shit. Open challenge. I'm like, okay, now. Impressive debut by Raquel Rodriguez. We all know what she does. Former NXT champion. Used to go by Raquel Gonzalez. Former bodyguard to recently released NXT star Dakota Kai. We all know this. Impressive. She did like a corkscrew senton, to answer your question if you didn't know what that move was before. It's like a corkscrew senton. I would wind it back, corkscrew senton. That was a nice move. She had nice power moves. She grabbed her with 2 arms, just holding her and just throwing her like a rag doll to the corner turnbuckle. Very powerful. I hate Ronda Rousey wrestling. I don't know. Horrible punches. It's not doing it for me. It feels so fake. And there was a screw up in commentary. I gotta hear it. So Pat McAfee says when Ronda had Raquel in the ankle lock, he said this is gonna be a upset. What upset? This is a new star. How is the new? I don't get it. This is an upset. Ronda is going to be an upset. I don't get it. That made no sense to me right there. I don't know if you caught that. But overall, I didn't like the end. I think these women need to. I think a lot of women need to stop smiling. I hate that shit. You come out and you smile. You shake hands at the end. You know, when they're shaking hands and they smiling. You know. I was really powerful and I threw you like a rag doll in and out of the ring, but yeah, come on. I want to see the real badass Raquel Rodriguez. I want to see the Raquel Rodriguez that I've seen in NXT. Right now, I don't like this baby face on her. We need to turn her at least in a month or so, as soon as possible, to get this ball rolling. But I like what the future holds, but I cannot give it a 4-star, especially when commentary effed up. So I'm just going to give it a 3. And I'm just going to give it just because of Raquel Rodriguez. The only thing I liked about Rousey was the nice roll-up she did at the end. But if you really look through the match, Raquel Rodriguez was holding the whole thing down. So you know that basically Ronda was following the lead and she is the champion. That does not tell me good signs of her moving forward to her next competitor and so on and so forth. She's a fighting champion as she would be. So 3 stars for me.
All right. I'm gonna have a little rebuttal for you in a second, but I want to hear what Dave thinks about everything we just talked about. And in general, what would you like to see out of Ronda Rousey's title run in the next few months?
Well, I'm giving you my take on Ronda. She did impress me in Backlash. She did look like the Ronda from when she first debuted. She was aggressive and all that. If she continues the way she was in Backlash, being aggressive and, you know, being the badass she's supposed to be, you know, the MMA girl that kicked everybody's ass and all that, then she'll be great. But if she's trying to come out being smiley and all that stuff too, it don't make sense neither. So, Raquel Rodriguez, I've seen her wrestle a couple of times. I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen enough to really judge. So I don't want to come off and say like, oh, this person's good, this person's bad. Or I know Ronda is still, for me, I still feel like Ronda's green, even though she's a champion. She's not as experienced, so to me, she's still kind of green in a way. But it doesn't surprise me hearing Jose saying that Raquel was leading the match and Ronda was seeming to follow. So it don't surprise me at all.
Okay, now I agree with a lot of what Jay and you say. You know, I definitely don't want to see her on the mic too much. You know, that ruins a lot of the matches when she talks too much. But in general, I feel like WWE is doing something correctly with Ronda as of right now. What they're doing is they're pairing her with people that know that they can like work with her and make her look good. And they're going to work off what her character is, which is that UFC fighter, that woman that's constantly looking for the tap out. She's trying to make you tap out. She's not in there hitting the ropes. She's not in there jumping off the top rope. She's not doing leg drops and elbow drops and, you know, your traditional wrestling moves, because she's not your traditional wrestler. She's just not. She never will be. She's never going to ever become a traditional wrestler. That's not who her character is. She's not about that. So in order to make her look good and elevate her until she learns a little more, which she will if she keeps working with people like this, because this was the first time I ever saw Raquel Rodriguez work in the ring, and I was super fucking impressed. Like immediately. The second the match started, I was fucking impressed, because just her presence, the way she walked the ring, the way she looked, the way she hit, the way she fucking delivered move after move after move, and you could see that, like Jay said, she was leading the match. Fucking impressive debut, man. Maybe the most impressive debut of the year so far, honestly.
I'll tell you what, though. This was a big test for Raquel Rodriguez, and she passed. She passed tonight.
Do you think, Jay, that this, not for men, just for women, do you think this was by far maybe the most impressive debut we've seen so far this year for a woman?
As of now, I'm going to say yeah, as of now.
I think
this year.
I think it was, and that goes for AEW as well. Like, Raquel looked like she can walk to AEW right now and whoop anybody's ass over there. Like, I don't think,
I'm going to go back there. I don't think Toni Storm never really had a good AEW debut. This is probably the most impressive as of now.
As of right now, definitely for sure.
Because it's first of all, it's against a box office attraction, right? It's against the champ. It's on live TV.
Yep.
It's on Fox.
Yep.
You know,
prime time.
This is either you. This is your shot. You either take it or that's it. You sink or swim. That's it.
She made the most,
and that's it.
She made the absolute most with her opportunity, which is what it's all about. 3 stars high from Jay. I'm giving her 4.
I gave it a 3 because she led the match. Like
she did.
She led that whole thing. So that's impressive. So,
like I said, super debut by her. I can't wait to see more from her and what's going to happen with her career. And I was impressed with Ronda as well. And all I want to see is less time on the mic, more time in the ring. Keep doing the open challenge. Keep defending the title. Keep putting on nice matches with people that you know you can. After that, we had a segment with Shotzi Blackheart saying that match should have been hers, and that Raquel pushed her out of the way and went straight to the ring. Then Aaliyah came out saying that Shotzi locked her in the locker room so she couldn't get into the ring. Adam Pearce definitely has his hands full. Looks like everyone's going to want a championship opportunity going forward. We go to commercial with the ring crew setting up the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial Trophy ringside, which can only tell you one thing. There's going to be a segment about Madcap Moss, and of course, that's what it was. Another segment of Madcap Moss having the last laugh, supposedly. Kayla Braxton was there welcoming us back to Smackdown, and she said, please welcome our next guest, Madcap Moss. We are told that Madcap is on a huge roll these past 6 weeks, as we are shown another video package of terrible footage showing us and covering everything that's happened between Madcap and Happy Corbin. And Madcap did say a couple of funny things. Nothing too funny. I guess the funniest thing he said was, Corbin can wear you down with his terrible stories. If he would have just backed up 6 feet and started talking about how much his watch cost again, I might have just tapped out of boredom. I thought that was okay. I was like, oh, see, damn. All right. And then he said, I shielded my eyes from the glare coming off his head. I beat down the big bad wolf, the big bald wolf. Kayla asks, where do you go from here? And he says, I want to try it all. I want to climb the ladder and get that money in the bank briefcase. While he's saying these words, Corbin proceeds to come into the ring with a steel chair and just started beating the shit out of Madcap Moss. And I enjoyed this shit. I really did. I liked it because I didn't expect it. I thought he would come on and start babbling, like he usually does. But no, he just got in the ring and started beating this guy's ass with a fucking steel chair. Caught him with some good shots. But it wasn't over there, Dave. Because then he would take the steel chair, and you know how the wrestlers wrap up wrestlers' arms in the chair, or they wrap up their throat in the chair? Well, Mr. Happy Corbin decided to take the steel chair and wrap it around his throat, and then he slammed the Andre the Giant memorial statue right on his fucking neck. I thought that was great. He's smiling. Madcap is selling the shit out of this. He's like, like he's selling it, bro. He's fucking selling it, and I liked it.
Sounds like attempted murder.
Yeah, the stretcher comes out, takes him away, and then, of course, at the end of the night, they show another footage. No, not at the end of the night. Later in the night, they show the footage of Madcap being taken away in the stretcher, and Happy Corbin's there saying, "Oh, where are you headed? To the hospital?" That was the end of the segment. I actually liked this segment. I didn't give it a high grade. I gave it a 1.5 because it's still terrible, but it was funny. So that's why it gets a 1.5. I laughed a little. I enjoyed him getting hit with a steel chair. Jay, did you grade it at all, or you didn't even? No, right? 0?
Just a 1. Just a 1.
All right.
Bottom line,
I liked it. Evil Corbin has arrived. All right? He's even growing out a little bit of a beard, Dave. He's getting back to the Corbin of old that we all remember. A future champ in my eyes. Future champ in my eyes, man. What do you think about Corbin? Do you think he can be a future champion? Or is his...
No.
Jay, no? How about you, Dave? No? No hope for Corbin?
I give him to him that he's a good heel because he does make me not like him. But I can't see him as a champ, at least not right now. I don't know. Something about him doesn't give me champion vibes.
Well, because of what they've been doing him for the last 2 years. They've programmed you to think he's a loser. Like, he made him a bum on TV. He came on as a fucking bum. My man was coming out looking poorer than the Brooklyn Brawler, man. They said he showed up to work one day, Dave, being Baron Corbin, and they said, tonight, you're going to be a bum. And next week, too, you're going to be a bum. Go right now and put on these clothes we found in the trash can and shut your stupid ass up. You lost all your money, and you're a fucking bum. And he went out there and gave you matches as a goddamn bum. All right? As a bum. Don't ever forget that, man. You act like this shit's his fault. You're going to be a bum tonight. And then in 6 months, you're going to win the lottery and you're going to be Happy Corbin again. I don't know. It's an
It went to hell when he lost his hair.
Probably. Yeah, maybe. But listen, if Jinder Mahal can win the WWE title, so can Baron Corbin. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
The fact that you said that is just bad as in its own, so I don't even... How do you want to get into that one?
You want to know who else is going to win a WWE title before it's all said and done? Heath Slater.
Heath Slater?
Heath Slater will come back to the WWE. He's going to have 12 more kids. And he's going to have a fucking run.
Wow.
Man. I'm calling it, man.
Wow.
3MB. He's the last member of 3MB that doesn't have the world title yet. Jinder did it. Drew did it. It's time for Heath Slater, baby. Got to make that comeback, man. He's got kids.
If it hasn't happened yet, I don't think it's happening at all. So
I actually knew someone that was obsessed with Heath Slater, like literally obsessed. They had wallpapers, posters, every toy. I don't know why. I don't care. It was bad, but not as bad as this next match, which I only gave a 1 star because it had a shitty ending. All this build up to this, and then we get shitty results. And that's, of course, the match for the women's tag team titles between Shayna Baszler and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Naomi. There was some technical wrestling in the beginning and submissions. Natty had a nice move bouncing Sasha off the ropes on her butt. Sasha goes for the submission and Shayna breaks the hold. This week, Sasha actually caught the knee on Shayna. Very good, actually. You know, wasn't like that botch we saw last, 2 weeks ago. It was bad. Naomi hit a big splash, had the heel kick, you know, the one that Jay hates. I guess they're not calling it a drop kick anymore. Now Cole's calling it a heel kick because she can only get high enough.
It's like a leg Larry.
It's a piece of shit is what it is. It's a bad spot and she should stop doing it.
It is bad. It is a bad spot.
Yeah, and then she took Shayna down with a jawbreaker. Shayna counters with a big boot, goes for the win, tries to take advantage by putting her feet on the ropes and cheating to add some leverage into the pin attempt. There was a big springboard knee by Naomi to Natty. Banks clearly hurt her leg. She looked like she was limping everywhere. She took a nasty bump by Natty. Shayna back in, going for a submission sleeper. Banks with a backstabber, and Natty goes for the sharpshooter, only to get it countered by Naomi for the quick counter roll-up pinfall. So yeah, that's why I gave it a 1 star, because the match was super short. It ended super fucking quick. There was no real clean finish. There was some nonsense going on. There was cheating going on from both sides. And like, you hyped up this match for like a few weeks now. And like, that's the match? That's it? What was the point of all that storytelling? 1 star piece of shit. Jay?
Half a star.
There you go. Shit.
It didn't deliver.
It's terrible.
It was pointless. It was nobody was really into it. The crowd was just not there. The moves were kind of retarded. I mean, we've seen everybody do a jawbreaker, but what? So now she does a split jawbreaker. Naomi does, like, these type of moves, this so-called heel kick. I don't know, man. The only thing I'm impressed with is Natalya didn't call any spots, just like she did this past Wednesday when she was like, yeah, are you ready? Let's go. She didn't do any of that tonight, so I give her props to that. Overall, nothing new I've seen. Just horrible match. Didn't enjoy it. Half a star.
Yeah, it didn't deliver at all. Dave, are you surprised that this was the ending to this whole little storyline, or were you expecting to see something different?
I'm not surprised that you guys said it was a crap match. So,
it's pretty fucking bad.
Let's be honest, like, it just don't. Sasha, I'd rather her be by herself. She kind of sucks being in the team. I never liked her as a team.
Yeah.
She was great with her name slips in my head right now.
In my opinion, she was better in The Mandalorian. So I want to nominate that we add Sasha to the list and Naomi. Let's just add them to the list and keep it moving. I'm done. I don't need to see any more from either two of them. I've seen enough. If you want to send Naomi to the Bloodline, I'm okay with that. But get this woman off TV
She
wrestling.
should have been in a Bloodline.
Get this woman off TV wrestling. I've seen enough. I don't care about the glow. I don't care about your dancing, your stupid fucking sneakers, or your shitty fucking promos.
Why does she always comes out promoting that shirt? Like, nobody really buying it? Like,
nobody's buying that shit, man. Who's buying that shit, bro? Shirt. No way, man. They're buying Bianca's shirt, man. Let's be real, man. Stop that shit, man. Ain't nobody buying anything except Bianca gear or fucking
Bex.
Yeah, maybe Bex and Roman Reigns. That's it. And Randy RK, bro. The stoners are buying all that shit. That's about it. It was a shitty match, man, for the title, honestly. After that, we got into the only segment of the night. Actually, the only moment of the night that was a 5-star moment. It was a 5-star segment. And it was short, it was quick, and it was fucking great. Drew Gulak came out with Ricochet, of all people. Gulak says these last few weeks have been a nightmare. Ricochet says he can relate. But I if I quit, I wouldn't have this title. If you, Gulak, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to do it yourself. You just gotta do it. So Gulak says, next time I see Gunther, I'm gonna put him in his place. Gulak walks off, and as soon as he turns around the corner, of course, there's Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser asking him exactly, what is it that you would like to do to the ring general? Gunther then proceeds to rip off Drew Gulak's shirt, slam him against the door, and then literally chop the soul out of his body. You can literally see the soul leaving Drew Gulak's body tonight. And it was a chop that he will remember for the rest of his life. And then just the camera angle that they had, Dave, so that you could watch this magical chop, and you could watch the skin splatter, and just instantly turning fucking bright red, and the look on his face of pure devastation in 4K was something to behold. It was fucking fantastic 5-star segment. Jay, did you enjoy that chop? Did you? Tell me. All right, no. It was like the perfect promo segment for Gunther. You know, instead of having him in the ring squashing someone this week, they said, no, we're going to get him on TV and just remind everybody what Gunther's all about. Quickly and effectively. Now,
I don't look great.
I don't know why they picked Ricochet to do this storyline. I guess it's just to get him in TV and to holding the Intercontinental title. Because that's the closest action that title is probably going to have for the next 6 weeks.
That's a horrible belt, by the way. That's a horrible belt, by the way.
Yeah, I would use the Matt Hardy phrase. Delete.
I'd actually rather have the Hardy belt from TNA than that.
Yeah, I don't blame you there, man. Back from commercial, we were shown video from Drew talking about the Clash at the Castle, the huge UK event coming up. Apparently, he's nowhere to be found on SmackDown tonight because he's overseas promoting the hell out of this show, which we should actually talk more about. When is that show coming up, Jay? Do you know? The Clash at the Castle? Is that soon or is that down the road?
I actually have no idea.
I'm going to Google it right now. Let's find out right now. It's really Clash of the Castle. Clash at the Castle?
There gotta be maybe summertime, maybe?
September 3rd, 2022.
So that's still summer.
Yeah, but my man's out here early. It's May right now. He's in UK already promoting the shit out of it. So there's probably going to be a big match over there, and he's probably going to headline it. You got to think. So that maybe that gives you an indication who's going to be the champion at that time. We don't know yet. Maybe it's probably still going to be Roman Reigns, like 99%. Probably. I'm sure. Anyway, next we had the match. That was a 4-star match. Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods versus Butch with Sheamus and Ridge Holland. There was an explosive drop kick right away to Butch from Kofi to start off the match. Kofi tried to stay aggressive, but Butch quickly took control of the match with his brute style. He loves punching people in the face, and he let it be known that that's what he was going to do to Kofi Kingston. There was just a lot of nice working, nasty-looking submissions that he was doing. He was trying to do that whole joint manipulation, working the fingers and hands very well. Kofi did a pretty good job of selling everything. He stomped the fingers. Like, we got the full version of Pete Dunne in this match, you know. The NXT Pete Dunne that we know of. I got to see a lot of his old school spots. And even a new finisher, which we'll talk about in a second. Kofi was trying to fight back with some shots, and he tried to send Butch over the top ropes. He eventually did. Kofi hit him with a baseball slide. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Kofi missed the baseball slide, and then Butch grabbed Kofi's hair and made him pay with a solid kick to the face. Kofi was pump faking on the ropes. I thought that was the stupidest part of the match. Like, you know, when you go to run to the ropes to jump over, Kofi just sat there, Dave, and he kept bouncing on the ropes like he was having sex with the ropes. It was weird looking. I didn't like it. And then, of course, Kofi was getting help from outside because Xavier started playing the trombone, trying to distract Butch, allowing Kofi to kick Butch in the face. As the match went to commercial, we see Xavier crying, and Kofi was playing more music with him. They were like basically celebrating. I think Kofi was on top of Xavier's shoulders, and they're just walking around ringside playing the fucking trombone. Like, this is a big fucking joke. We come back from commercial, and the match seemed to be going back and forth a little bit. Butch hit a hard chop, huge right hand with a 2 count, kick out. Sheamus and Ridge were chanting Fight Night, trying to rally Butch. The two exchanged some decent shots. Butch landed the huge fucking kick to the face, and Kofi exploded out of the corner. jumping and smashing Butch right in the mat. Like, he jumped right off the mat and landed on him chest first, dropped him straight down to the mat. That was a good spot. Woods with the kick to Sheamus off the apron, and Butch was able to hit a new and very impressive looking finish. Michael Cole didn't even know what to call it. I called it something like a gut wrench face plant, like a 5F-ish kind of. But, you know, you got to watch it. It's a new finisher. I've never seen it before. I know Jay's never seen it before. It's a new move that he created.
I've seen it.
When did you see it? When?
All the time. UK.
That's his move, though. That's his move.
Yeah, that's his move.
I've seen him wrestle a lot. I don't remember him doing that shit. That must be recent? Like maybe 2 years or something. Because I stopped watching NXT like almost 2 years ago.
This is from UK, man.
Either way, it's the first time we've seen it on SmackDown, at least. I might be right about that.
I've seen it before.
On SmackDown? No, you haven't. How? When? Which SmackDown?
I mean, I gotta look back, man. I don't know off the top of my head, but I've seen it.
This move is
nothing new.
On SmackDown, it is.
Michael Cole gave you basically the answer. He's like, it's a bitter end. That's the name of the move.
It's called the bitter end?
He didn't. Yeah, it's the bitter end.
Because at first they sounded like they didn't even know what to fucking call it.
No, Cole said that. He didn't mention. Cole said it, but he didn't mention that was the move. He just said it's a bitter end for Cole.
So that's the actual name of the move, bitter end.
Yeah, why would Cole say that? Yeah, it's a move.
That's actually a nice name for a finisher, though. I like that finisher. I was impressed with it. Bottom line is Butch won the match. He came back to celebrate. After he left, he went through the crowd, and then we thought he was gone, and then he just shows up and starts celebrating again. I guess they're trying to get him the whole Dean Ambrose treatment. Let him go through the crowd, come back. I guess he'll be that guy. I gave the match a 4-star because it actually had some good action. I was impressed with the finish and the fact that we actually had a match finish without too much, nonsense, interference, all that bullshit. Jay, what are you rating that match? And Dave, after Jay, let me know what it sounds like you caught some of it.
Yeah,
just
caught the end, most of the end of it.
Just 2-star for me. I didn't like the drop kick that Kofi did when Sheamus was on the ring apron. If you could see, he just hit his arm right here. He didn't even hit his face, and Sheamus is trying to sell it. That was pretty bad. I don't like when he's hanging around like a yo-yo on the ropes, like you're gonna go for a suicide dive or a moonsault. You're not doing nothing. I don't understand the point of that. I think New Day just overall takes like wrestling. I know it's the gimmick, but they take his shit wrestling as a joke, and this match to me is a joke. But I get it. I'm just glad they didn't bury Butch again. They've been burying this guy for how many matches? More than 2. At least he got the victory. That's all I'm gonna say. But overall, it's just Butch in this match. I don't understand the running away in the crowd. I don't know if they're just trying to get attention on Twitter, WWE, or social media, or where's Butch, but I give it a 2.
Where's Butch? Yeah, I guess it's that whole where's Butch movement.
Yeah, some social media.
All right.
Yeah.
Dave, what did you see? Did you see a 2-star match?
I caught the probably the last 5 minutes of the match or so, like 4 or 5 minutes. So from what I saw, it seemed like it was a pretty good match. I actually like Kofi, so I like the New Day. I think they're a great tag team. So, but that's the difference of opinion. But
I'm gonna use Ronda.
I did like it.
They were a good tag team.
They were a good tag. Why? Because they don't got Big E now?
Hell yeah, man. Without Big E, they're fucking trash can status, man.
They're still Kofi and Xavier are still a good tag.
No matter what Kofi ever does, he's always going to be that guy who had to fake a Jamaican accent, okay? And get exposed on live TV when he started cutting a promo just speaking English, and then they were like, "But you're from Jamaica, man." He's like, "Oh, I'm from Jamaica, man." Bro, that was fucking great, man. But yeah, Woods is good too. But
at least At least he could say he was champion at WrestleMania.
Oh hell yeah! No, listen, all respect to the guy, but they've been around for such a long time. It's like I've had enough already of the New Day. It's not like they're new. The New Day's not new anymore. It's the old day. It's over. It's the over day. It's tomorrow. They might as well call themselves tomorrow because that shit's a wrap, bro. There's nothing new about it anymore, man. It needs to be fucking dissolved. And when Big E comes back, if he comes back, because he's poor Big E, man. He's going through some shit right now.
Yeah, I heard he's not healing as good as he was expecting.
No, not at all. And it's sad. It's sad to hear that because Big E's one of my favorite superstars, and I honestly, I hope he gets better. I hope he gets better. Well, God bless him and his family, and hopefully he gets through this, and we get to see him back on WWE TV one day. But until then, we have to keep watching nonsense like what we saw after the match. There was a segment with Sami Zayn and Paul Heyman. Zayn basically asking Heyman for favors, like go check with Roman, make sure he still likes me, blah, 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 make sure we're still cool. A lot of same bullshit we saw from them too last week, but it was just basically Paul telling him, your tribal chief appreciates you, and just walks away. Sami celebrating, We go to commercial and they let us know that the Usos are coming out next, and for whatever reason, apparently somebody thought it would be a good idea to remind us of the steel cage match between Bobby Lashley and Omos on Monday Night Raw. Somebody thought that would be a good idea. Somebody thought that somebody would see that and say, I need to watch Monday Night Raw for sure. I can't miss me some Omos.
This is the test right now.
He's getting fired.
That's a terrible test.
Live TV.
I can't wait.
Monday Night Raw.
Terrible test.
I think it's going to be a good time. I said we're going to celebrate when he gets fired. After that, it is it. I agree.
Could be a shot to AEW. They're like, oh, you're going to have a cage match with Wardlow? Okay, here, we're having a cage match. Don't forget.
Oh, that's actually, that brings up a good thing that we're going to get into after SmackDown. The first thing we're going to get into after SmackDown is, do you guys think Jeff Hardy disrespected, well, not just Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin, did they disrespect Owen Hart by having that kind of match? Which, not yet, just save it. Save it. We'll get into it right after SmackDown.
That got me.
Hold on. I figured you guys would have a take on that, so that's why I was like, oh, that's a good point. That I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. We'll get into it. After that, we had a segment with the Tribal Chief and the Usos coming out to the ring. Of course, it takes about 12 minutes for them to get to the ring because Roman's, he walks like fucking 1 mile an hour, not giving a fuck about how much time is left on TV. It's great. He says, "Hey, Commonwealth." Yeah, he's royalty, man. He told the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to acknowledge me, and of course they popped and acknowledged him. He said, we've been doing this for a minute. You know the deal. We smash him on Sunday and then come out next Friday and tell you who is next. Smash John Cena. Smash Brock Lesnar. This Friday's a little different, though. We smashed RK Bro. Hey, Wiseman. There's nobody left, man. Everyone's terrified of me. No one wants to step up to the mountain. The Tribal Chief is untouchable. This is where things get interesting. The Usos, my cousins, my blood, they might have someone who's next. There's a challenge on the table for these boys. The question is, what are they going to do about it? QRK Bros music. They come out. Riddle says he likes to set the mood. Randy stopped him right away. He said, I don't know where you're going with this. Riddle says, dude, get your mind out of the gutter. I go back in the thing at the hotel. I watch old matches. I was watching the Backlash match. We lost. Randy, we need to get these unified titles, man. We need to get this match, man. Randy says, you guys all together, it's like you have one brain combined. So I'm going to slow it down for you. Riddle and I were a tag team. He was acting a little slow, asking for a tag team title match in slow motion. So we can have both sets of titles. And once we have both sets of titles, we are going to combine them and call them the Undisputed Tag Team titles. And this is the part where I thought he was definitely stoned. I think he took a hit of the pen, something. He didn't look normal. Then he started saying, he also understood. He said, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And I also just noticed that I'm much taller than you, which just was so out of character.
That made me laugh.
So that was like, it's such a botch. Like, I'm telling you, this guy was either drunk. If he wasn't high, he was drunk. 100% Randy was fucking around tonight. No doubt about it. We saw uncensored, unfiltered Randy Orton just having a good time tonight. Not one fuck given. It was great. I liked it. He said, you want an answer? The Usos say we accept, but not tonight. Next week, Friday, it's on, and we will be the new Unified Tag Team Champions. Check this out, RK Bro. There's going to be 2 titles right here, 2 titles right here, and 2 titles right here. As Roman raises his titles, Riddle hits Roman in the fucking mouth with a knee to the face and screams, that's right, bro. Next week, we get the match. Winner takes all tag team championship unification match. I'm not going to lie. Riddle is really growing on me. I enjoyed that knee to the face to Roman. But I think that's going to... I told you what I think is going to happen earlier. But realistically, my story is more of like a pipe dream. What's probably going to happen is Roman's definitely not going to let these idiots walk away with the titles now. And it's going to be another match at Hell in a Cell, like Jay said. Jay called. It's going to be like a DQ or something like that. So, I mean, we're all sticking with the same things. Did you guys like this segment, though, Jay? Did you like it? It was entertaining.
No, it was a bunch of gibberish out there.
Gibberish.
So,
I gave it 3.5.
Yeah, that's nice and everything, but in my multiverse here, I'll give it a 1.5.
Okay. 1.5.
1.5.
Okay. That's fair. And Dave, how about you?
If I had to grade it, I'll probably give it a 3. I
3?
saw the whole
Okay.
thing. So
Yeah. All together? What are you
with it. I
grading
enjoyed
SmackDown, though, Jay? All together. Let's hear Jay's grade on SmackDown real quick. All together. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 4 out of 5.
Oh, you got a 5-star segment by Gunther. Nothing's gonna top that. That's probably the highlight of the week. And
It was good.
it was good. And you know, the opener wasn't bad, you know, at first. So, you know, Riddle did his thing. I thought he had some nice moves in his match. So I'm gonna give it a 3. And Raquel Rodriguez too. So 3 stars just for those things.
Okay, not bad. Overall, SmackDown was a fun show tonight. I had a good time. Dave, you definitely have a reason to watch it back. You don't need to rate the show because you haven't seen the whole show. But based off what you heard here tonight, what do you think? What would you think you'd rate it?
Sounds like a decent SmackDown compared to what SmackDown usually has to offer. So
Yeah.
from the sound of it, it sounds like at least a 3. But
Yeah.
I'll have to watch the whole.
I had fun tonight. SmackDown was better than it's been in a long time. I've been doing the show for a few weeks now, and I've never enjoyed a SmackDown episode yet. This was the first SmackDown episode that I've actually enjoyed, and have not I'm not even ready to go to sleep yet. So this show had me excited. When I watch good wrestling, I get energy. You know what I mean? When I watch good matches, fun segments. Once I saw Gunther chop him, like that segment meant so much to me. Emotionally, you guys can't understand how attached I am to a chop. Until you've been thrown in the corner and chopped by a man 200 pounds heavier than you 60 times in a row, and you can't put your hands up, you won't understand. But until that day comes, and if you want, we can make that day come the next time I fucking see you. You know I'm always ready to give you motherfuckers a chop, man. How many chops have I given you, Jay, in your life? How many do you think? A few hundred?
I don't know, but I'm okay where I'm at here.
He's okay where he's at.
Me too. I'm glad I'm all.
Well,
the
real
way
quick,
down
while I
to-
have you on the
Yeah,
show,
man.
how does a full-fledged chop from the Savage feel? Is it nice?
I do not recall, man.
You don't recall?
It's not recommended.
recall.
I would just say that.
Not recommended, right? Oh, man. All right, well, enough of the chops. Let's get into real quick. What do you think was the match of the week, Jay? If you want, I'll tell you what I think the match of the week was. It had to be Adam Cole.
Week.
Had to be Adam Cole versus Hardwood, without a doubt. Had to be match of the week.
Shit. I'm gonna twist it up. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Natalia and Cora Jade.
Okay. All right. I think that's just your Cora little fanboy, but okay. And Dave, how about you? You have a match that sticks out to you for match of the week?
I'd agree with yours with the Adam Cole.
Okay. And for me, my
Yeah,
superstar of the
fun.
week was tonight. Raquel Rodriguez, man. Made a superstar impression on me. She was the superstar of the week for me. Because it's a debut, first time being on SmackDown. That's my superstar of the week. How about you, Jay? Who's your superstar of the week?
Of the week?
Of the week.
Let's see.
We're going to try to make this a
Superstar
new
of the
regular
week.
thing, man. Match of the week, superstar of the
I'll
week.
tell you. I'm gonna say Randy Orton,
Okay.
superstar of the week.
Okay. And Dave, how
Just
about
'cause-
you? Tell yeah, go on. Why?
Just because he's just carrying, he's carrying on that whole arcade, bro. It's really all him, and Riddle's just basically giving him a topic, and he's just going with it. He's having fun, and he's getting big pops everywhere. So
Yeah,
definitely superstar of the week.
Okay. How about you, Dave? Who's your superstar of the week?
I'm gonna throw a little wrench in there, and it just came to my head. I'll say Scorpio Sky.
Hell of a
I
match.
actually like the way the end of Rampage was. I like the fact that he was so honorable to Kazarian, and you know how that turned out. We'll get into that a little bit, but I actually enjoyed it, and kind of think of it, it gave me a little. I was like, man, Scorpio Sky is growing on me, and I think he's being a good champion. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, I was impressed with him at Dynamite, at Rampage. Sorry, Dynamite Rampage, same thing, same night. But yeah, he was impressive. That was a good match. I loved how he stayed in a true heel form, and you know, his voice came down, and instead of him spazzing out, he said, "Fuck it, yeah, fuck this guy up, man. Fuck this guy or fuck this guy."
I like the build. I like the way they built it because he waited to the very end, after everything was over, after the match was done, and they tried to turn around. He was like, "Yo, what are you doing, man? What team are you on?" And that's when he turned and hit him. So I knew it was coming, but I just liked the way that he waited to the very end to do it. You know, he didn't do it the typical right at the very beginning. No, he waited at the very end after everything was over, after they had their match, and then he turned on him and showed him, "I'm still a heel, bitch."
I'm sure you guys would all agree that the segment video package of the week has to go without a doubt to MJF. Yes? Like, there's not even a discussion.
Oh yeah, that
segment of the week.
That shit was
Video
great.
package of the week. Perfectly done. Boo Wardlow. Just everything was perfect about it. I really loved it. I loved it. So, back to the main topic that we got into right before we ended the SmackDown. Who wants to start this one off first? You or Jay? You guys decide. It's about the whole Owen Hart and, Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin thing.
So, what exactly is it? The same thing that I've been reading about, how like he took that big dive off of the ladder and stuff like that. That is almost insulting because of how Owen's deaf and all that.
Well, basically, people are getting offended because the main event in the Owen Hart, or at least the main event of that match in Long Island for the Owen Hart, whole tournament, that they didn't have a traditional wrestling match. The fact that they had a no-holds-bar spot fest with chairs and weapons and, that stupid high-risk spot, you could have hurt himself. This guy died doing crazy shit. Basically, all the snowflakes of the universe are complaining. And, I want to know what you think. Do you think there's any, validity there? Or...
my opinion, I think is bullshit, because it didn't even cross my mind until I actually came across the article about it. So when I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? And when I read about it, I laughed, actually, because I'm like, that's ridiculous. Come on, guys, it's Jeff Hardy and Darby. What were you expecting? You were expecting a traditional match between two guys who are known to be, high flyers and high risk? It's like, come on, use your common sense. And unless you're not a wrestling fan and you just started watching AEW and you're a new wrestling fan, then maybe I get it. But if you know about wrestling and knows the history and know who people are, like Jeff Hardy especially, it should be like common thing to you. Like, that's why when I read it, I laughed, because I said, what? I mean, for me, it was just a normal match. Jeff Hardy jumping on, it's like, that's normal to me. So I don't even understand why people even got offended by it. So it just shows how much bitches there are now.
Jay, what's your
I
take
don't
on
know.
that? Same shit.
It's a spot fest match. I mean, not a wrestling match.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, I think you could have done without it. I was kind of surprised when we were there and they announced that it was anything goes match. So that just kind of threw me off guard right there. But I could have lived without it. Could have done a wrestling match. I mean, we know Jeff is capable of it, but they wanted to go this route. It is kind of offensive, perhaps, because the kids were there. So, maybe there's some reflections, of them having flashbacks of the dad and how everything went down. So I could see why people took it like that. But overall, like, this match wasn't even a wrestling match, It was just a match that we all knew was going to be. And I didn't really like Jeff. I said it. He looked slow in this match. He looked out of breath at certain points, especially when he was setting up that steel step. He was just breathing hard. Like, I don't know.
Well,
Like I said, Darby was the designer of this match. You could tell, but
my whole
What you
take,
think about Jeff winning?
my whole take on the whole
I
thing
didn't-
is fucking Jeff
I
Hardy,
said-
man.
I said retirement. This must be a retirement send off because I don't know. Like, that just killed it for me too. That was a buzzkill. Everybody was
I mean,
cheering. Like,
when I saw Jeff win, I was surprised. But when I saw that he was gonna fight Adam next, I was like, "Oh, that's probably why they wanted to just have him wrestle these guys that he probably wouldn't have wrestled anyway. Let's just get it over with,
Yeah.
kind of like a bucket list probably of his." And
Maybe.
that's the only reason why I saw it made sense, because I'm like, why did you take out Darby? It would make more sense putting Darby over, especially beating Jeff Hardy. But being the same, like I said, I saw the bracket. I was like, they probably want Jeff to fight Adam Cole, and they probably thought that's gonna bring more asses to seats. So I don't know. But I get it, like for the name. But Jeff for me he's still great, but he's obviously slow. People aren't blind. As much as he has the Hardy name, you can see that he's not the same guy. And I think that they're just putting too much on him. At least for me. I don't know if maybe it's him. He could be the one saying, I want to do this. Who knows?
Well, in my opinion, it's disrespectful to put anybody in this tournament that hasn't been in AEW longer than a year. This is the All Elite Wrestling Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament. It should feature pretty much people that have been busting their ass for the last 3 years in AEW. Scorpio Sky should be in this tournament. Sammy Guevara should be in this tournament. There should be, instead of Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe, it should be those two guys in this tournament. I could name more. There's plenty of guys that are deserving.
How about Cole? Should Cole be in it?
Who, Adam Cole?
Yeah.
He's in it already.
No, but do you think he should be in it?
He's been in AEW long enough now where I think so. Maybe. At least I give him the one pass because he's been on TV a lot longer than Jeff and Samoa Joe. They just got here pretty much. Recently. Like
That's
real
true.
recently.
How about those surprise opponents? Who do you think they are?
For the men, I think it's Johnny Gargano.
No shit. What makes you think that?
I'm hearing a couple of things that they're talking
Just
about it. I don't know
tuition.
if it's true or not, but it would make sense. He needs a job. He's probably done changing diapers, and it would be a hell of a debut. But then the question is, Samoa Joe's definitely losing that match because you're not going to bring in Gargano and squish him. So that's why they set up this whole thing with what's going on with the Singh and the manager and Jay Lethal. They're making sure that Samoa Joe is going to get screwed out of this tournament. And if it is Johnny Gargano, then we're going to get to see Johnny Gargano probably versus Adam Cole. I think is the main event of this. That would be match of the year, maybe. Maybe. Those guys can go. Jay, how about you? Who do you think the Joker is?
I can't say for the men. I'm honestly cool. I don't think it's Johnny
Yeah, me too.
Gargano. I don't think it's
Would
Gargano.
you be fucking hyped as fuck though if it was Johnny Gargano?
No.
You don't? Wow. It's messed up, man.
Why? What did he do?
He's Johnny Wrestling.
That's
Who
it.
else could it be then?
I don't know about the men, but for the women, I think
Ric Flair.
I think Candice LeRae.
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that? He's training right now to get back in the ring.
He was training with
with Jay Lethal.
Lethal.
Yeah.
So and Lethal is involved in that whole thing. Yeah, you never know.
Imagine. Oh my God, yo, you're right. I never thought about that. Yo, you're absolutely right. What if he's training to fight Samoa Joe? What a lunatic. Why would you do that?
That will be freaking hilarious, though. I'll tell you that much right now.
If you just like Samoa Joe comes
would
out,
die
everybody's
laughing.
waiting, and all you hear is woo! And yo, he comes out in the full gear, bro, underwear and everything, not giving a fuck.
Did he ever wrestle Samoa Joe in TNA?
I'm sure they've crossed paths many times. I'm not sure if they wrestled a full match, but you know what? It's not far-fetched. That was a long time ago that he was in Impact. So, I mean, Ric Flair was still having matches like, then. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's about to have a match now. He's 70... What is he, 76?
I think 74 or something like that. I don't know. Definitely in the 70s.
Imagine he
guess he
gets
got
out there and
inspired
he
when he
puts
saw
on a
Vince.
fucking banger, bro.
He saw Vince take a stunner and all that. He's like, I could do it. I definitely could do it better than that guy.
I don't want to see him.
That stunner, bro.
I don't want to see him die in the ring. I think he has like a wish to just die in the ring.
I don't know. Hopefully he gets to see his daughter get married before it happens.
I don't care. If Ric Flair's in this fucking tournament, he's winning the whole thing, man. He's winning. He will chop his way to the top.
It says he has a title run, right? Like he has one more title run in there.
Maybe the 24/7 title if he signs that contract.
He wants to make sure he has that record 17 times.
I heard he has like
where it
super animosity towards like WWE right now. Like he wants nothing to do with him right now.
It don't surprise me.
Yeah. I think they were trying to sign a deal with him, but like he didn't like the numbers. So basically he just, said fuck off.
Ric Flair ain't dumb. You know how much money he's making outside of that shit?
Oh yeah.
Well, his name alone makes some money.
Of course. No, Ric Flair's got no money issues. First of all, that guy gets in for free almost everywhere he goes. He gets to walk into any arena in the country. He goes to any football stadium in the country, any baseball stadium, any whatever. Not only does he get in for free, but they tell everyone that he's there. They let him get on the microphone and cut a promo on live TV, whether it's TBS or TNT or the local fucking cable in Wichita, Idaho, or whatever fucking town he decides to roll up in. That man is a fucking legend. Anywhere he fucking goes. He goes to Japan. He's getting the best sushi for fucking free. They're not paying. He's not paying for anything. It's Ric Flair. He's the Tom Brady of professional wrestling.
That's a lot of wrestlers name him the greatest. Shit, even
Yeah.
my idol names him the greatest. So look at that.
And don't worry, Stone Cold's eating for free in a lot of places too. I don't know if he's eating for free at the Tokyo Dome or anything, but he's definitely eating for free almost everywhere else.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The only person who's eating better than him is The Rock. And he's eating better than everybody. Trust me on that. Trust me on that.
Yeah, he's on another level. So.
Yeah, man. I can't even believe where
He
It's crazy.
He surpassed her.
It's crazy that we're like the generation, like, oh, you have all these people out there now, they're Rock fans, they love The Rock, the Hollywood Rock, right? But they don't even know. They don't know. These kids are 20 years old now.
I don't know the real Rock.
Growing up on Tooth Fairy and growing up on all the Fast and the Furious movies and, all the bullshit that he's done on fucking the big screen. They don't know about the people's elbow. They don't know about going one-on-one with the great one. They don't know.
They don't know the Rocky Die chants. Rocky Die. Rocky Die. Come on, bro. They don't remember that stuff.
Nah. People meant
You know
it
the
too.
real Rock.
People meant it. We used to go to MSG. I would start the Rocky Die chant. There'd be 17,000 people chanting Rocky Die, Rocky Die, Rocky sucks. Like,
I still remember when Austin was champion, and I had people telling me like, "Yo, watch The Rock. The Rock is gonna be the next thing. That he's gonna suppress everything." I'm like, "You crazy? The Rock ain't gonna do shit." And here we are. Possibly he might even become president. Shit. It's like, come on, dude.
yeah, his show just got renewed for another season. It was recently his birthday. I mean, The Rock he's winning right now. He's definitely doing better than Will Smith.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what did you guys think about that slap? We never talked about that on the show. I mean, it's not wrestling related, but it's a slap. It's a wrestling move.
Chris Rock didn't sell it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Jay, did you?
It's a shame.
I think the Dave
It's a
Chappelle
shame?
thing was better.
It's a shame. What's the shame?
Yeah,
The
man.
the fact that Will Smith's career is pretty much obliterated?
It's a shame he took it. Like damn.
Well, I heard that Chris
Yeah,
Rock got
Man.
Chris Rock got bullied in
Man,
school,
too.
and like what I heard is like from a psychiatrist standpoint is that when he got slapped, they like pretty much just sent his ass back to junior high, and he didn't know what to fucking do. He just stood there like he did in junior high when he got hurt. Like,
It's bad, man.
I felt bad for him.
Comedians.
nah, Will Smith had no business doing that though. He deserves everything he gets and fucking more. Like, yo, it's comedy, bro. He said whatever the fuck he wants. You let him say it. You don't like it, you can curse at him. You can
That's
curse at
crazy,
him.
bro.
You can tell him to shut the fuck up.
I blame Jada.
Well,
You got that man fucking brainwashed. And
yeah,
He's
she
just
got
a
him.
dumb
She got him all fucked up,
fucking
man.
idiot.
She got him all fucked
He's
up.
crazy.
Fucking absolutely.
it's sad.
Not as crazy as
Because
this
Will's
other
like
one.
It's sad to see because and not for nothing, he's one of our greatest actors of our time. You know, to see
Absolutely.
him, ruin his career that way just off of someone saying a joke and trying to like prove you're a man. I don't. And to see, and then to make it worse is she doesn't even come out and like defend him to say, oh, I love him.
Just
for
say she
respecting
never
me.
told him to
She
do
doesn't-
that. That's what
she-
she'll say.
The worst thing she comes out is saying, I don't need no man to do that for me. I don't
Yeah.
need that. It's like,
Well, listen,
bitch,
at least Jada's not taking shits
fuck
in the
you,
middle of
bro.
the fucking bed like the other psycho bitch that Johnny Depp married. Psycho bitch taking shits
Oh,
in the
yeah,
middle of the
that-
fucking bed, bro.
that-
Kind of
that
nonsense
chick
am I
needs to
hearing
get
about?
super kicked in her face.
I heard they're gonna fire her from Aquaman too.
Well, I heard they already made the movie though. How they gonna take her out?
Just take
CGI.
out scenes.
Yeah, it's- I don't
Take
know.
out a scene.
Just change her
She
face.
plays a major role
So what?
I said take her
though. I
out.
don't know.
They might
I just
reshoot
know
the whole
it's funny.
thing.
It's funny because what's his name, Momoa or whatever, had threatened to sue her if the movie flops. He's gonna sue her for it.
They're not gonna release that movie anytime soon.
In my
Just
opinion,
press-
Johnny Depp is a fucking actor, and he's doing a hell of a job in that courtroom. Playing the perfect fucking victim. He's probably just as fucking nuts as she is. We don't know.
I don't
Drug
think.
addict.
I don't
He's
know.
a
I
drug
have,
addict.
Listen, he took a lot of shit from her.
Lali's been like watching that thing like every day.
She's into that shit.
So I've been hearing every single thing every day because I work
I
at home.
can't keep up
And-
with that shit, bro.
I kind of know what's going on just because. And let me tell you, from what I've been seeing and all that, I think that bitch was abusive, and he was abusive verbally. He was verbally abusive, but I don't think physically abusive. She was physically abusive. So at the end of the day, they're both wrong, but I think she's worse because she literally like cut his finger off and all that shit. It's like, come on, dude.
Well, listen, we have a hell of a
She
story
has history
here.
of that shit.
Somebody get Vince McMahon on the line. WrestleMania. I want Chris Rock versus Will Smith. All right? With Johnny Depp in the corner of Will Smith, and then that other bitch in the corner of Chris Rock. And there's your main event.
The WWE needs to do a storyline with one of the wrestlers taking a shit on another wrestler's bed. That's what they need to do.
All right, real quick. We're going to close the show now because it's getting late. Real quick, Jay, what do you want to see headlining next year's WrestleMania?
Say that again?
What do you want to see headlining next year's WrestleMania right now?
Roman versus Rock. It makes sense, man. It's in Hollywood. It makes perfect sense, and this storyline's been going for almost 2 years now. So this looks like the perfect direction to go
For the
And
belt?
it's a money. It will make more money than Austin and the KO segment for sure, man.
Probably.
For real. Yeah.
I don't think it'll make more money than Rock versus Hogan, though.
Well, I think Austin.
Oh, way.
That segment, that was a lot.
That was
No,
the
I'm saying
greatest.
payoff. I'm saying payoff for wrestler. I'm saying payoff for wrestler. You know, Austin made a cha-ching of money there.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
cleaned
saying
up.
that.
Yeah.
So he's making.
I'm still wondering
saying
if he outsold everyone that WrestleMania.
Yeah. 100%. Without a doubt. I heard that Bianca went up to him.
Stone Cold.
Bianca even went up to him and
And
thanked
the
him. She thanked him for selling out the arena. She's like, we didn't sell out this arena. You did. Like, this is your show.
And
Thank
his
you.
merch. And his merch.
Thank you for having me on your card. You know what I mean? And he actually was happy with Bianca. He said, I was shocked that someone that young would come and pay respect to me like that.
Well, she knew the deal, bro. Everybody knew the deal, man. That
He shut it down.
WrestleMania was Stone Cold made that WrestleMania. Let's be
100%.
real.
I've been going
No.
nuts on TikTok lately, Dave. Like, I've been making more Hulk Hogan videos, and like when I cut I cut promos, and I went in yesterday. I'm gonna actually play it right now. You want to hear what I said? Did you watch that video?
No.
I might not have a chance.
Surprise.
It's fine. You're gonna hear it right now, man. I want to hear what you think.
Oh, everybody's gonna hear it.
Everybody's gonna hear it. Everybody's gonna hear it. I just gotta turn my phone off, do not disturb, and there we go. Boom. Here we go, baby. You guys ready? All the haters out there, man. Here we go.
All right, this goes out to all the haters out there, man. I don't care what you have to say about this, man. Just know that the wrestler that's out there today busting his ass, getting paid, is only getting paid when he's getting paid because of what this man did. Carry the fucking biggest wrestling company in the world on his fucking back without getting really fucking hurt, having a run, putting in the work before that to prove that he could have the run, got his leg broken on the first day of wrestling school. Came back 6 months later, asking for more. Watch his matches in Japan and early Americana. You will see that Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, the Immortal One, is not only one of the hardest working men in the history of this business, but he is this business. Don't blame him because he did what his boss asked him to do. He did what you all do every day. You go out there and you listen to your boss, you take your orders, and you try your best. At least some of you do. Hopefully, most of you do. But this man, he took what his boss said, and he ran with it, and he did it better than anyone else. He sold more merch, sold more seats, and inspired a generation of Americans, including myself. I don't give a fuck what you think about Hulk Hogan, but just know professional wrestling, as we know it today, would have never happened the way it did without him.
All right, now I know what you're going to say about Stone Cold right away, and I agree with you. Wrestling wouldn't be what it is today without Stone Cold. But Stone Cold had the platform he had because Hulk Hogan built it for him. And that's all I'm going to say.
I don't deny Hulk Hogan. Me putting on my Stone Cold is just to fuck with you. So I give respect to Hulk Hogan. But
Yeah,
to
but dude,
me,
he's
Stone
hated
Cold
right
is
now.
the greatest of all time.
When
Well,
on
you
that
know
video,
what?
it's 50-50.
Unfortunate. Hogan has done his mistakes, and people look at him in different ways. Like, people still probably think he's a racist and shit, you know. So Hogan has done his mistakes, and people look at him in different point of views. But at the end of the day, if you're a wrestling fan, you have to have. That's like not saying Ric Flair is not the greatest of all time. It's like you have to give your respect where it's due. And Hulk Hogan, without Hogan, we probably wouldn't have wrestling.
When I
right
talk
now.
about
It's
Hulk
the
Hogan,
truth.
I'm not talking about what he does in his personal life and this and that. And I'll say this about Hogan. He's apologized. He's acknowledged what he's done. And he's apologized. I'm not saying that makes up for it or changes the fact or any of that. But all that happened way after his wrestling days. And at the end of the day, wrestling is a professional sport with a history. And he's a huge chunk of that history. Whether people want to remember it or not, that's just the way it is. Without his work, Stone Cold wouldn't have had the platform he had to go off and then make it even bigger. And then make it bigger so that The Rock could come and then take that platform and make it even bigger. And it goes on and on and on. The list continues. We can go on. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Undertaker keeping it going for 30 fucking years. Undertaker, yeah, I give him a lot of credit too. He was in that old school era. Mean Mark Collis. And he made it all the way up to 2022, bro. 2020, they just retired him in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy.
I still think it should have been Stone Cold versus Hogan.
I'm not going to disagree with that. But the trajectory that The Rock was on compared to the trajectory Stone Cold was on, it didn't make sense to have the match with Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, but like
his career, unfortunately, was over.
For wrestling itself, as wrestling in its purest, I think it made more sense Stone Cold versus Hogan because they were the true wrestlers.
In a wrestling sense, 100%.
And did movies and all that shit. Don't get me wrong, I love The Rock, and Rock is still, he always pays homage to his roots. But at the end of the day, I always still seen Austin as the wrestler, the better and greater wrestler than The Rock. So for me, I always thought Stone Cold should have been the one against Hulk Hogan.
I agree with that simply because...
And don't get me wrong, I love Scott Hall. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
I love Scott Hall. The match was great with Scott Hall, but I thought it was disrespectful, and I thought it should have been Stone Cold versus Hogan. That's just me.
I would have rather even seen a triple threat with Hogan, Rock, and Stone Cold if you can't make up your minds. But at the end of the day, they did that match to serve a higher purpose, and they let The Rock beat Hollywood so he can go off to Hollywood and beat that shit down. So it was the proper send-off in that retrospect. As far as a wrestling match, yeah, Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan would have been way more of like wrestling orientated, wrestling community, split up, Hogan, Stone Cold. Of course.
I wonder what that pop would have been like. What would have been the Hogan pop and the Stone Cold pop?
It would have been the exact same thing what you got with The Rock and Stone Cold. It would have been the same exact thing. Because people that night, they didn't care about storylines. They didn't care about bad guys and good guys. They were just happy to see Hulk Hogan.
But I don't know why. I just
in a match.
Maybe because I'm an Austin fan, but I feel like there's more emotion when it would have been between Austin and Hogan. It would have been more raw emotion.
Because you're an Austin fan, though. That's why.
Maybe so, yeah. That's what I say. I'm probably being biased.
You have a biased opinion on anything, just like I have a biased opinion on Hulk Hogan a lot of the times. But, I try to be not so biased. I feel like Jay doesn't... I don't know. I don't really know how
Jay's a Rock fan, so it's obvious he's going to be biased the other way around.
Listen, man, I don't want to hear about Hogan. He's a bad worker, man. That's it.
Come on, man. He did his job.
He's on the Mount. Yeah, he's on the Mount Rushmore, but let's face it, he's a bad worker.
How is he a bad worker? He did everything his boss told him to do, and he did it better than anybody. He put over Warrior.
Yeah.
McMahon said, listen, we're going to put the belt on Warrior. You're going to take the fucking L at WrestleMania 6.
Horrible mistake.
Hulk Hogan told him, are you sure about that?
Mistake.
I'll do it,
Horrible
but are you sure about that? And guess what? Hogan was right, because Ultimate Warrior ended up being a bad fucking play. I had a guy tell me on TikTok today that Bret Hart this, Bret Hart that. I said, listen, do me a favor. First, go take Bret Hart's cock out of your fucking mouth before you say anything on my fucking page again. Because Bret Hart's a piece of shit, all right? And he didn't want to do the job. Vince told him, you're going to lose to Shawn Michaels, blah, blah. Who cares if it's in Canada? Shut your stupid ass up. He's your fucking boss. Do your fucking job, all right? That's why Hogan had to come out. He's like, you know what I told him? I said, listen, man, you're talking all this shit about Bret Hart. He's the man. He's a better worker. He's this and that. Then why didn't he beat Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9? Huh? Why? Because he's a fucking loser, and they wanted him to lose so Hulk Hogan could come out and do what he couldn't in 30 seconds. All right? So shut up to me about Bret the fucking Hitman Hart. And one last thing before you guys go off on whatever you want to talk about. Stone Cold's definitely the better wrestler than The Rock. Only reason I say that is because Stone Cold is on my top 5 all-time match list. The Rock is not. All right? Hulk Hogan, he's on my top 5 match list of all time. But The Rock is not. You understand? Stone Cold versus Bret Hart is, to me, maybe it's hard. The more I watch that match, the higher it gets to being the best match I've ever seen in my life. That's how much I love that match. How much I respect that match. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold set the whole Attitude Era up.
It's a double turn. Hasn't been done.
You don't think so, Jay?
I think there was a lot of other scenes that helped. I don't think it was just that particular moment.
Nah, bro. That when he passed out, the way he sold it with the blood, and the match itself was incredible. WrestleMania match. It was worthy of the main event. It stole the show. It was better than the main event. That was the best match of that card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's one of the best matches.
It is. Are you insane?
No, I'm actually saying
He must have been watching this shit on a black and white TV back in the day or something. He probably didn't get the effect of the blood. The audio was a little fucked up, maybe. I don't know. Because I don't think he watched the same match. Are you nuts?
I don't think it's a top match for me.
All right, we need to watch that match again one day. And
oh
yeah,
We should do a watch along.
we could do that. Yeah, actually, we could do that. Maybe.
So now, since Jay is such a big Rock fan, so what is one of your top Rock matches?
I don't really have a top. If I'm gonna say, it's probably gonna be Rock versus Triple H in the Iron Man match.
Nah, that was trash. That match was a dumpster fire. Dumpster fire. Dumpster fire. The Rock's best match in his professional wrestling career came against a man named Mick Foley, who was dressed up as Mankind, and it happened in an arena with no one in it. That fucking match was incredible. Are you nuts? Those chair shots were the most vicious fucking chair shots maybe in the history of this business.
Exactly. It's chair shots, it's spots.
So what?
This is not a match. Same thing as the Royal Rumble match.
The Rock can't have a match anymore. He's worse than the 5 moves of doom.
That's why I would never put that as a top match.
Samoan drop, rock bottom, people's elbow, sharpshooter, and what else? Oh, spine buster. The spine buster.
The spin in the back, the spin around the back DDT.
All right, 7 moves. The 7 moves.
The shaking leg, the shaky leg.
That doesn't count. That's not a move.
Nakamura does it.
It's not a move, man. Nah, The Rock had way better matches than that. The Rock had bangers with everybody. He had bangers with Triple H.
That's the same, bro.
He had bangers with fucking Chris Benoit. Even him and Chris Benoit had good fucking matches back in the day, man.
Who?
Chris Benoit.
It was funny. It's funny to me how Jose mentions. I asked him about The Rock, what he thought Rock's best match was, right? And he said Triple H. Funny enough, my most favorite Stone Cold match is against Triple H, and that's the Three Stages of Hell.
Yeah, that was an awesome match. I'll remind you of a moment between Chris Benoit, Kane, and The Rock. So Kane and Chris Benoit were a tag team at the time, and they were coming down the ramp, and The Rock said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Kane! I heard you like to look for things. So why don't you help Benoit look for the penis he claims to have?" That was good. You should have seen the look on Benoit's face when The Rock said that shit. It looked like he was about to murder Dwayne Johnson. It's good stuff.
Listen, The Rock, the one thing The Rock had was the golden mic. So he was flawless on
He definitely had maybe the best promo in the history of the business. So far. Overall, who cuts a better promo than The Rock?
MJF right now.
No, I'm talking all time, man. All time. You can't compare his work to all time.
Gotta put MJF.
Listen, I think you need to knock MJF off this pedestal. Because first of all, Wardlow's probably going to become world champion before MJF, number one. Number two...
Hold on a second. You think if MJF... Okay, if right now, MJF, right now, he's kind of in his prime, right?
No,
If he was
he's
against
not in his prime. He won't be
Rock-
in his prime until 35.
Okay, well, let's say now he's hot on the mic right now, right? Even though he's hot on the mic, if you put The Rock at his best moments on the mic against MJF, The Rock will make a freaking mockery out of it.
There's not enough fly ball.
I don't think, as much as MJF tries to be raw and like, you know,
It's
real,
not-
The Rock,
it's
the
not
way The
fair.
Rock jokes around and makes jokes, he will make a mockery out of it.
I think he would make MJF stutter. That's what I think.
The Rock is way too witty for MJF. I'm sorry. There's no
First
way.
of all, we've never seen MJF go against an opponent who's actually like better than him on the mic or as good as him on the mic. He hasn't had really a good verbal battle with anybody.
Punk was the test. Punk was the test.
Yeah, but Punk, he never really cut a
It
good
was a
promo
test.
either,
It
bro.
don't matter. It doesn't
Punk
matter. It
don't
was
cut the
test.
best promos.
It was the test. It doesn't matter. It was the test, man. Punk coming back to wrestling after all these years.
So you
and
go
all of a
from Punk to
sudden-
then go to Warlow? That don't. Well, then what kind of test was that? That he didn't.
Well,
he
what
didn't
you mean a
prove?
Warlow? I didn't say nothing about
Because
Warlow.
Warlow doesn't cut the greatest promos. Why would you go from CM Punk
I never said.
and then now
nothing
going to
about
Warlow if it's a battle of the mouth?
But I
That
never
means
mentioned
Punk beat him
Warlow.
in that and said, you know what? Go ahead, go deal with Warlow because he doesn't talk that much.
I was just
I mean,
talking about
if you
promo,
think
but I
about
never
logic-
mentioned Warlow.
I just think MJF's getting too much fucking praise too fucking fast. We haven't seen him wrestle a lot
No,
of
it's
matches.
just unfair.
We've probably watched him only
One has
wrestle
a lot of
12
eyebrows,
times.
the other doesn't.
He hasn't shown to me that he can go
That's-
on a regular basis.
You can't compare it. You can't
I don't care how good you are in the mic if you're not getting in the ring and delivering 5-star matches.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the thing that I.
That's
told
one of the
you,
biggest thing I hate about him.
That's what I told Savage, that you don't have to be good. You just be good at one thing. And look at the Miz. He had that.
But this is
really
wrestling.
chant,
The
and he
Miz
became
wrestles
champion.
almost every
Hold
night.
on. When Miz was the champion, they gave him the belt because he had really, that was a chant that was going crazy. Next thing you know, he won Money in the Bank. Next thing you know, he won the belt. Next thing you know, he's headlining WrestleMania just for a chant. That's it. He's not a great
Maybe
wrestler.
somebody,
But-
maybe
but-
Pat Patterson
hold
got
on, hold on.
sucked
He's good
off
at
by
one
the
thing.
Miz
He's
for all
good
I
at one
fucking
thing.
know.
That's a good point.
That's all
You
you
know.
need.
But what? Let me ask you a question. Was he even when he was champion? Was he wrestling every time he was on TV? Almost every single time.
They know he can't wrestle. They know he can't. Right?
But it's
We all
me
know
particularly
he can't.
me
never
I
said he
personally
can't.
I am not a fan of MJF because he talks a lot of shit and never wrestles, and I hate that. So
That's what WWE
so
would
me
do.
I
They would do
don't see
same
the
thing.
point of, and then to make it worse, especially right now.
Not like MJF.
He thinks he's
though,
so
Jay.
much the shit. Listen, he thinks
Not
he's
like
so much the
MJF.
shit that he thinks WWE's gonna sign him, and for what? He's not gonna be able to do half of the shit that he does now on WWE. So I don't know one in his right mind thinks his head is so big that he thinks he's beyond AEW and is gonna go to the WWE, and WWE's gonna just shit on
I
him,
think he'll
make him a
stay.
mid
I
carder, and
think
he's
he'll
gonna just
stay.
disappear like everyone else.
I think
I
he's
think
just
he'll
working
stay.
this as
I
an
think he'll
angle.
stay.
He's just
Yeah,
working
I
this
think
as an
he'll
angle.
stay.
Tony's probably telling him to say all these things. He's probably saying, tell them you don't like me. Tell them we don't get along. Tell them all this shit. So this way there's just talk. There's rumors. You know, we create buzz. People are going to be talking about you. They're going to be talking about me. I think he's AEW for life because, like Dave said, he's not going to go to WWE and be able to do what he does now. He's not going to get the same creative control. He's not going to be able to say the same words. He won't be able to curse as much. He won't be able to make the same impact on his promos that he can on AEW.
I'll tell you
product.
what.
The context he uses won't be allowed.
No, not at
I
all.
see Warlow jumping first.
The WWE, yeah, he suits them. It's his look, everything about him is perfect WWE. So I wouldn't be shocked. But MJF, I see it far fetched. I mean, he really has to really show that he's worth it.
Listen, I'm not going to deny his
I really
ability in the
don't see
ring.
WWE
From the
there.
few matches I've seen from him, and it's sad that I have to say few matches, but that's what it feels like. AEW's been on almost 3 years. I think this kid's wrestled 12 times, like, that I've seen.
And mind you, I was actually lucky I saw him wrestle.
So, yeah, that's
person.
crazy.
So did we.
Oh.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's true.
You saw him wrestle
What in the
Grand Slam.
in the
Grand
Arthur
Slam.
Ashe?
Grand Slam. Grand
Which, by the
Slam.
way,
Yeah.
that's going to be a yearly event now.
Yeah, I saw that they might do that.
Also, there's a huge
They're
meeting.
good with that though.
There's a huge meeting
They do it.
tomorrow between Time Warner and all the shows that are pitching for more shows, more time. Basically, AEW is about to get a big fucking deal. They're gonna get another show, and they're gonna get a lot of specials.
man.
They're gonna get a lot of specials throughout TV, where they're gonna be on all kinds of different TV shows, reality shows, cooking shows, driving shows, car ride karaoke, all kinds
That's
of
a
shit.
lot. That's too much. That's too much.
What do you think? You think it's good that they're getting another show, or should they just like extended Rampage?
I think if you want to compete with WWE, you should just extend Rampage and make it go live at 8 o'clock and show us that you really want to compete. Don't sit there and keep talking shit about how your product's better in the UK or how you get better ratings when MJF comes out. When you don't want to go head to head with them on Monday nights, you're obviously not trying to go head to head with them on Friday nights either. You know? Yeah, you went head to head with them on Wednesday, but you took on the B show. Or not even the C show. So you made a bold statement.
Yeah, but that wasn't their intention. Remember, NXT WWE went and said, "Oh, we're putting our show on Wednesday." They had done Wednesday before WWE even had a show on Wednesday. So Triple H came out and said, "Oh, we're putting our show on Wednesday to compete with AEW." Initially, they picked Wednesday because nothing was happening on Wednesday.
The NXT TV debut was August 20th, 2019. And then the AEW...
June. It was
No,
June.
AEW was October 2nd. So NXT was on TV before AEW. They probably put it on Wednesdays in preparation to go to war with AEW because AEW had probably been promoting Wednesday nights, TNT, blah, blah, blah. You know, they had bus signs, they had
But they were
billboards.
on NXT was out, but I don't think they were on Wednesdays. They were on Tuesdays.
No, NXT moved to Tuesdays. They were on Wednesdays. They were on Wednesdays because I was watching it.
I think it was Tuesday.
Let me
I
see.
think they used to be Tuesday, and then they moved to Wednesday to compete with AEW.
Well, let's look up the date. August 20th, 2019. It was a Tuesday. You're right. Yeah, okay. So they did move to Wednesday. Well, at least that's, you know, whatever. Why wouldn't they move to Wednesday, though? They have more they have confidence. Like, why wouldn't they want to compete with another wrestling show?
Oh yeah, that was the whole intent. They were like, "Oh, this is a marathon, not a."
I think they did that to
race
just test the
thing,
meter to see, okay, let's see what NXT can really do. But the problem is, they didn't really allow NXT to be run the same way as like a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. So it's not getting high production value. It's not going to have mega stars. So like it was hard for them, I think, in the beginning because AEW had all that buzz, had Chris Jericho, had Cody Rhodes, had, you know, Kenny Omega.
NXT was still named the better wrestling show though. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Every time, when they were competing, I always heard, because I particularly was never a fan of NXT. No offense to them. I not that I wasn't, that it was bad. It just didn't draw me. Right now, AEW came out. I watched AEW since the beginning, and I always remembered being a Busted Open fan that I listened to Busted Open. They always kept saying AEW is the more entertaining show, but NXT was the better wrestling show.
Well, NXT
So, like,
has been putting on banging matches for a long time because during those days, you had the whole Adam Cole era. You had a lot of other guys that were doing their thing in NXT. Pete Dunne, Keith Lee. You know, there was a lot of people going back and forth between. I mean, at that time, don't forget, that was the year. Wasn't it that the year that they featured NXT at Survivor Series?
Well, what, the takeovers, you mean?
No, when like they had like Team NXT, like just, you know, winning the whole Survivor
Oh,
Series.
yeah. They had thrown, yeah. They had their own team too. Yeah. I mean, at one time they were even Charlotte, when Charlotte had the belt, they were counting it as one of her titles. Now they took it away.
Yeah, look, even
Now they don't count
WrestleMania, even the WrestleMania, one of the main events, Charlotte challenged for the NXT title, which put so much shine on NXT. So they were definitely going
that's when
hard.
they had counted it.
Yeah,
Now, if you look up Charlotte's record, they don't count that championship no more.
it's
not counted in her lineage.
That's because it shouldn't, though. It's not a world title.
Because NXT.
It's not a world championship title. Like
It's a fake
if
title.
Ric Flair goes and shows up and wins the NXT world title, if Ric Flair showed up
But they
tomorrow,
counted it at one time, though.
well, let me ask you
That's
this,
my point.
Dave. If Ric Flair shows up to NXT on Tuesday and makes Braun Breaker tap out with a figure 4, does that make him the 17-time champ?
Technically.
No.
Maybe not now. But I tell you what, when Charlotte had the belt,
If that's
they
the
counted
case, Finn Balor's like a 4-time champion too. I mean, like, what are we saying here?
it. Well, that's what I mean. At that point, they did. Now they don't. Now they take it out. They said this doesn't count no more.
Anyway, that
But
NXT
before, at
title
one time,
doesn't
they
mean
did.
shit, man, because a lot of people that won that title haven't done a fucking thing with their life, all right? Shinsuke Nakamura won the Royal Rumble, NXT title, still can't get a world championship fucking thing. Bobby Roode, one of the best NXT runs you're ever gonna witness. Every promo was fire, every match was fire, and what happens? He comes and he's a dirty dog. He's a dirty dog. Main event player, another guy that can be.
What are you
What do you
talking
think?
about? He's with the greatest.
He's like
He
another.
wrestles with the greatest.
He's
Dolph
like an
Ziggler.
older MJF. That's who he is. He was MJF 16 years ago. Let's be honest.
Oh my god, I want to go that far.
So
was just
disrespectful
an
to the
attack
glorious one, man.
He wasn't good when
Wouldn't
he
go
came
that
out.
far.
He was good in the
He didn't have the
tag.
mic skills as MJF.
He
had a
has
bad
mic
lead.
skills, bro. He has mic
He had a
skills.
valet.
They never let him talk.
I'm not saying he was bad, but I'm not saying not like MJF. Not an MJF.
What I'm saying is MJF is young rising star. He was just like MJF as far as like a young rising star. He had a chance.
Well, hopefully he doesn't go the same route because then he's fucked.
I mean, the only guy that ever came over from Impact that had a good career was the Good Brothers and AJ Styles. Those are the only guys that ever came from Impact that made money. Samoa Joe made some money, but not what AJ made.
Joe,
You know, and not the success that AJ had. Samoa Joe came close. Like, when they started putting him against Brock Lesnar, I was like, oh, they might actually give this guy a title run. We had a good match, but then that was it. We never got Samoa Joe featured in a world title picture shot ever again. You know, AJ Styles over here slapping people left and right, winning championships on every brand he goes to. They love him. They loved him. They loved him from the moment he showed
So
up.
AJ has been the only legitimate star that came out of Impact.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they shitted on everybody
Right.
else. It's, it's crazy, man. I wonder how this whole Cody Rhodes thing is going to end. That was probably the most interesting moment of the week, is when MJF said the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. That was good.
I think we need to stop
I liked
talking
it
about
too,
Cody.
but why? Yeah, it kind of surprised me. I'm like, why did you bring up Cody now?
In the interview that I guy sent you, the guy told MJF told the guy that my parents, Cody Rhodes, was sending MJF's parents tickets to Smackdown in Long Island when they went. So he was like, Cody Rhodes is like awesome. Like, he was sucking Cody Rhodes' dick in the interview. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, Cody's one of my best friends. And he also went on to say that he thinks he could have an interesting match with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I don't know.
Cody
I'm
Rhodes.
tired.
Yeah.
No, MJF. MJF said he could have an excellent match with Roman Reigns, which I can't even begin to even fathom that.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, I can't see that right now.
I could see a match with him and Seth, but I can't see a match with him and Roman.
I can't even see that. Right now, I see him with a match with like The Miz or something. But like Seth, no. I don't think he's at that level.
Who do you think is MJF's favorite wrestler of all time?
CM Punk, he said it.
CM Punk is his favorite of all time? 100%?
I mean, I don't know. Who else could it be? From the way he is, who else could it be?
Ric Flair, no? Miz?
He does kind of have Ric Flair type of. He is cocky like Flair.
I mean, I feel like he watched a lot of NWA shit, and he's just copy and pasting what Flair was doing in the 70s. You know?
Those were the good times.
Limo riding, jet flying, except he's not kiss stealing, he's stealing skanks. Long Island's best. He said in an interview last night he had to pound them out like a bunch of little rats. Pound them to the mat.
Is it true that Arena is truly not Long Island, it's actually Queens?
It's like the border of Queens and Long Island. It's the butthole of Queens, basically. That shit ain't Long Island.
So in reality, it's not a magical place because it's not Long Island.
No, that place is filled with degenerates. That building right there has more degenerates in it than any arena in the country, because it's right next to the horse track, the aqueduct. So it's just degenerate center.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is it a big arena? It doesn't look too big.
Not at all. Super soft, like 12,000 people, I think it fits.
That's why I'm tempted to go to the AEW show, because the last time I went to that show, that arena is small. So I think no matter where you sit,
just
you'll
do
be
what me
all
and Jay did, bro. When Dynamite ends, you go straight down to ringside, man. Because so many people are leaving and going.
I saw you. I didn't see Jay.
Because he didn't want to come with me. He's an idiot.
Bro, I can't, man.
What?
I'm getting looking grilled. I didn't even like that.
Oh my God. Yo, let me tell you something, bro. The best thing that I did was follow George in WrestleMania, because we had probably the best seats possible. Okay.
I didn't enjoy it.
The Miz came out in front of us and everything. I actually came out on TV.
Didn't I
the
get
first time
you?
I came out on TV was in WrestleMania.
Didn't I get us close though? I got us pretty close.
WrestleMania. This was Rampage. I don't like Rampage.
How close did I get us, Dave?
Rampage.
Did I get us close? I don't remember.
We were right behind the commentators. Remember the world commentators?
Yeah.
And nobody bothered us. It was like perfect, dude. We got in that spot.
You should have seen what I did for Jay.
Those people
You
were in
should
that
have
spot,
seen what I
didn't
did
show
for
up.
Jay on fucking the stadium, whatever the fuck it's called, man.
And the best thing is that he used the fact that I'm I live in Texas now, so he's like, "Come on, my boy's coming from Houston. Let us get close so we can take a picture." And the guy looked around. He's like, "All right, go ahead, go be quick." 15 minutes later, we're all the way at the other end.
At the Grand Slam, Jay.
I'll give it to him.
At the Grand Slam, Jay, who upgraded your seats for you? Was it security or was it me? Yeah, and Jay appreciated it, man. And I told him
that was a good show.
Not only did I pick the right seats, Dave, to be on TV, to be in the shot with little Uzi, but I also picked the seats that was right next to MJF's mom.
Oh boy.
And I was talking to MJF's mom and her dad. I was talking to both of them for the whole show. You could ask Jay. I was talking to those guys.
Did you know that? Did you know at the time that it was?
Yeah, they told us. I was trying to I got so into the show because the show was so fucking good, and we had 6 seats. Like we went, and I know Jay, that place. Next year we're gonna go sit at the same seats because I know where to go now. They're not even seats, Dave. It's a little bench, bro. It's a little bench that's not like
bench.
But yo, nobody bothers you because it looks, when you sit down, it looks like you're in a seat, so no one says anything to you, bro. Oh, it was money, bro.
I bet you now they're gonna know about it.
I'll find other seats. It don't matter. You can't stop.
I won't be surprised.
We'll see.
David, you can't stop somebody like me. You just can't. Okay? You just can't. When I want to accomplish something, I'm gonna try until I've exhausted all my options. Like, that's the only way you're gonna stop me, is if everyone that you hired that night is doing their job. Perfect. No one's going to the bathroom. No one's taking breaks. No one's letting anyone sneak through for pictures. Like, everyone. All your employees have to be on fucking point. Because if even one is fucking up, George is gonna find them, man, and set his ass straight real quick. It's an art form. I've mastered it, bro. It's an art form.
I will give it to him because he gave me a good WrestleMania memory. First time WrestleMania, that was a good memory. And we had the Miz literally in front of us. Oh.
You should have seen Dave. One time we went to a Raw. It was me, Jose, one of my friends, Sean, and I think my other friend, George.
Bobby.
Was it George? Who was the 4th person with us, Jay?
I thought it was Bobby.
It was George.
It was George, yeah. So
Sure.
I tell these idiots, listen.
Oh, was it y'all?
I told these guys, I'm like, listen, just follow me.
Here
Just
we
follow me. Stay next to me. They couldn't keep up, bro. They start seeing like security, this and that, so they just got hesitant and they just stood still. But meanwhile, George never stopped moving. And George made it to ringside. And I was the only person on that side of the ring. And I made sure that Nikki Bella, Charlotte Flair, and especially Paige, oh, they knew I was there. They will never forget. Never. Never. Jay and George, they all went back to their seats, and they're like on the upper deck. From up there, they could hear me disrupting the whole show. The guy came over and told me, "You are disrupting the entire production of Monday Night Raw."
Listen, nothing will top going to go see Triple H. And this man, when I tell you, we're all four, I think it was me, Lolly, Bobby, right? Bobby was with us.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. It was like Tony was there, Souvlaki guy.
There was a bunch of us. Yeah.
Jay's best friend, Tony the Souvlaki guy.
Yeah, so so we're all standing, right? Waiting. We all know that Triple H is gonna come out, right? Freaking arena dims and shit, light dims. The moment you hear that first drum, dun, all you see is George charge down the stairs. There was a guard maybe like 2 rows down. Guard falls down, rolls down the stairs, right? George is all, by this point when the guard gets up and realizes what happened, George is practically already down by ringside, holding up the belt with 1 bottle of water on the other side, spraying. I'm standing there I'm trying to watch Triple H come down the ramp, and next thing you know, I just see like 3 or 4 guards grabbing George from the point of the ringside and starts putting him, and not only do they bring him up the same aisle. So you see him getting dragged out, and he's like, "Yo, help me!" And I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" Triple H is coming.
The saddest part is I was getting
getting
dragged away, and as I'm getting dragged away, I'm still singing the theme song, and Triple H is on that corner, and I'm saying, "I'm in the game. You don't want to play me." And I'm just getting dragged away. Yeah, and then I remember in the elevator, the guy told me, "You're definitely not getting the tickets for SmackDown now." And I told him, "I don't give a fuck about your tickets for SmackDown. Fuck you. Fuck your mother. If she's not dead, I hope she dies, and I hope she rots in hell, you piece of shit. You're a cocksucker. I told you I was going to go take pictures of Triple H because that bum threw up in our seats. You could have at least hooked it up. Like, that guy could have hooked it up. It was a big deal. I didn't say I want to be there the whole night. I told him when Triple H comes out, I just want to go take some pictures. Fucking bitch."
But he did hook us up. Yeah, gave us front row tickets.
Shut the fuck up. He hooked you up, man. He didn't hook me up for shit, man.
Hooked me up. I didn't go because you freaking your ass. If you didn't do that whole thing didn't happen, we would have been in SmackDown front row.
First of all,
chilling.
As I recall it,
TV behind JR and behind King.
Oh, this is what I have to say. Back then, God was Greek, and God does 2 things: He gives and He takes. I gave you those seats by talking to the manager, and I took them back.
Surprise!
I took them back. George the Greek was on another level. All right, I listen. Jay knows about George the Greek.
Can you imagine?
I retired. George the Greek retired, Dave. He had to. George the Greek was on another level.
Can you imagine going to Madison Square Garden the next day, saying to yourself, "Yo, we got front row tickets for SmackDown." We get there, and as soon as we get there, homeboy looks at me. He goes, "You know, a real friend wouldn't ditch his friends. No, a real friend wouldn't leave his friend behind just so you can go see SmackDown in the front row."
That's right.
And I'm like, "You piece of trash." And I end up not going. And then, to top it off, Stone Cold has a full-on 20-minute segment, front row, and that could have been front mother effing row. and could have seen, and would have been my only time, mind you, because I've never been front row. This would have been my one only time, and he took it away from me.
Like I said, God gives, and then God takes. And that's what happened that night, man. I wouldn't do that to you though. If the shoes were reversed, I wouldn't have went without you. I would have said, "Fuck this place, let's go, man." All right.
Hey,
Come on now.
at the end of the day, I showed my true colors and I left.
That's right, man. It's more than I can say about what Jay did at Six Flags. We go to Six Flags and he ditches me and he goes and hangs out with two people he doesn't even know. That's what Jay does at Six Flags.
Good night, everybody. Good night. I'm out.
Oh my god. Hey, he left too! Wow! He left, though. This is live too, folks. This is live.
Yeah, we're still live, man.
Wow, that's great.
Alright, well, Jay's gone. He ruined the show. That son of a bitch.
This show went off the rails, folks. This show went off the rails.
We went on way too long tonight, man.
Yeah.
You see, that's what happens when we actually enjoy a fucking show. SmackDown was good tonight. We had a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Dave, thanks for joining us. Stick around. We'll keep talking. I'm going to end the stream now. You guys all have a good night. Make sure you click on the like button because Lolly said so. That's the bottom line because Lolly said so. Click on the like button.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. And you can follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all that bullshit. All the links are on the website, wrestlingwithsavage.com. And we'll see you on...